Part 64. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 636. Chapter 636 is coming. This powerful energy of ancient talisman will take half an hour to dissipate. Wei Suo took a deep breath, and the face se is a bit ugly, although I haven't seen the powerful energy of the ancient talisman at the moment, but I'm listening to the surging sound of green-robed old man. To be sure, this powerful talisman's powerful energy is not solvable at all. It is green-robed old man who does not know the ancient talisman's powerful energy solution shapeshift great art. According to the records of the classics, the powerful energy of such ancient talisman is indeed at least half an hour before it can dissipate. Li Hanlin looked at Wei Suo a little gray and nodded. Only you are dead. Han Tianmo's face se recovered from the previous coldness, and his eyes flashed and said, this kind of great treasure scale beasts see, if the cultivator above heavenly circuit realm fourth layer all break out, and do not say these cultivators that break out, and finally several others survived and fled to a safe city. The remaining fellow deist of the heavenly circuit realm fourth layer is at least 70%, and the cultivators above heavenly circuit realm fourth layer are all gone. These cultivators definitely have no morale, and maybe they will fall into the complete great treasure one on it is impossible to support half an hour, all of which will be killed by the monster beast. You can only defend the city, hold on for half an hour, and then transmit it through the ancient shapeshift great art array. When you can transfer the number of cultivators in the past, you will transfer the number of cultivators in the past. Half hour, dry up your great treasure lord. If there is a kind of monster beast in the black fog, don't take half an hour at all, a stick of incense time, you can dry this place. Green-robed old man is obviously mad, and everything is smashed out. Fellow deist Han, are you a rogue cultivator or a cultivating men cultivator? Wei Suo Shenyin, and looked at Han Tianmo and asked. Of course, he is also very clear that it is extremely dangerous to be trapped in the North Spirit City under this lust shape, but at the moment there is no better choice. At this time, he specifically asked the sentence because he is also very clear that this beast net is an instant one on even if the means is very ruthless. In order to constrain the entire city, it is necessary to have a very quick response. Almost at the first wave of the beast sea, the monster beast has already made a decision, otherwise it will wait until the lust has been won on, that is, I want to be restrained, and I can't restrain it at all. There is no shapeshift great art at all, so that the cultivator stays in the city and resists it. And now in this North Spirit City dozens of miles away, blocking the monster beast, so that this North Spirit City can have time to prepare the cultivator, there are at least 1,000. To make these thousands of cultivators do not leave without permission, this is not only a matter of knowing what the beast sea can understand, but also must have a means of control. I was originally a men cultivator, but now it is similar to the rogue cultivator. When I heard Wei Suo's questioning, Han Tianmo's consistently cold and thin face also showed a bit of bitterness. I was originally a cultivator of Huangdaozong, but Huangdaozong was in the last beast net. It turned out that this person is the cultivator of Huangdaozong. Wei Suo and Qi Longshan and others couldn't help but look at each other. Tianmu fellow deist is one of Huangdaozong's true disciple, and he was originally a cultivator of the Han family in Fenglin City before he invested in Yellow Path City. Li Hanlin, an old-fashioned elder, looked at Wei Suo and others and added, Han family in Fenglin City is also a cultivator family. It has experience in cultivator hunting a lot of monster beast, and Fenglin City is destroyed in dozens years before the beast sea. Tianmo fellow deist was then Han family survived the only cultivator, so he was before and after the two beasts sea. Today an existing monster beast, he has been judged must be heaven's dome laceration, through monster beast in all directions to the density. He also judged the size of the beast sea must be very amazing, and is from far secret place spread over, want to escape from the city, is unlikely. But we didn't expect it at all. Heaven's dome turned out to be a three-way crack. It turned out to be the survivor of the two beasts. Wei Suo suddenly took a look at Han Tianmo. He knows this kind of men cultivator, but he can't be like him. If he sees the situation is wrong, he will run away immediately. He must stick to the mountain, so in this kind of lust, the chance of surviving is very high. This Han Tianmo can be in too. Survived in the second beast sea, it can be said that it is very life great treasure. Fellow deist, since you can cross such an amazing distance and cross the beast, divine ability is definitely far from me. As long as you follow the help of fellow deist, the probability of holding North Spirit City within half an hour is still very great. Because the underground of this North Spirit City is a natural volcanic rock formation, even if it is a monster beast of the bandit, it is basically impossible to cross from below, so we only need to hold the monster beast in the ground and the sky. The relative difficulty has been great treasure less 11. At this time, Han Tianmo was still afraid of Wei Suo and others to leave, and said such a sentence. Hey, brother, first in this secret place, help them make some arrangements. I have a lot of shapeshift great art characters here, I should also be able to send some secret place. Wei Suo didn't hesitate to take at least 1,000 talisman directly from the storage bracelet and handed it to Qi Longshan. At the same time, he said to Han Tianmo and Li Hanlin, I don't know if the two fellow deists can take me to transmit shapeshift. Great art, secret place, look at the powerful energy of ancient talisman. This is ancient storage bracelet. So many shapeshift great art. Seeing that Wei Suo grabbed thousands of shapeshift great art symbols, both Han Tianmo and Li Hanlin's eyes were once again a flash of surprise. Although it seems that only one of Wei Suo's pedestrians is the Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator, Han Tianmo and Li Hanlin feel that these people are far from the ordinary Thought Division Realm Cultivator. And they can see that among these people, Wei Suo is the same. The Cultivator, which has storage bracelet and grabs thousands of talisman, is definitely a cultivator. To know that even a store that specializes in shapeshift great art does not necessarily come up with thousands of shapeshift great art symbols. The most important thing is that Wei Suo has made a clear statement that they must stay here and stick to the city with them. Fellow deist Han is going to direct the dispatch here, let me take fellow deist after the surprise of the god Se. Li Hanlin immediately nodded at Wei Suo and took the road ahead. In fact, Wei Suo just said casually, this ancient sent shapeshift great art array they have come once, very clear in the direction of the city. Just a moment later, Li Hanlin and Wei Suo plucked above the ancient transmission shapeshift great art array in North Spirit City. I saw an egg-shaped light curtain with a pale yellow SE, covering the entire ancient transmission of the shapeshift great art array. On the entire light yellow SE egg-shaped light curtain, there are also many quaint long sword-like light patterns. Around the egg-shaped light curtain, there were more than a dozen cultivators guarded by Wanling's own. I didn't expect it, dry up your great treasure, it is the real heavy mysterious divine talisman. Green-robed old man is immediately out of a surging sound called surging sound. What exactly is this ancient talisman? Because green-robed old man didn't take the initiative, Wei Suo turned to look at Li Hanlin. This kind of ancient talisman is a unique thing of the ancient section according to the record, each person will be picked up when he is promoted to mendiciple. If it is dangerous outside, not the opponent's opponent, it will be excited, waiting for the rescue of the same men. If the cultivation foundation of the other party is strong and can break through the powerful energy of the ancient talisman, then the powerful energy of the ancient talisman will be completely blasted, and the cultivator will be smashed, and the other side will have no shapeshift great art at all. Get anything from this cultivator. Li Hanlin looked at Wei Suo and explained. This ancient talisman is completely devoid of shapeshift great art at ancient, so don't take one ng. When I heard Li Hanlin say this, green-robed old man couldn't help but wow it in Wei Suo's ear called a surging sound. Hearing the surging sound like green-robed old man, Wei Suo didn't say anything. After nodding at Li Hanlin, he directly released the two Black Bone Dark Lord, Yang Rougebird and Blue Luan. Yang Qing, you are here to stay here. Once released, Wei Suo immediately said to Yang Rougebird. This secret place ancient sends the shapeshift great art array, but they can finally escape the lifeblood. Otherwise, if heavenly profound continent's heaven's dome really does not stop and completely collapses, they will be able to escape for a while. It will be fierce, and they have more terrifying opponent than monster beast, true martial sect and mystic wind section. Anyway, in Wei Suo's imagination, if anyone kills his loved ones, or Deo companion like Ji Ya, and divine my heaven realty cultivator like true martial sect master, just know each other. The traces of the traces, I must be at all costs, even turning over the heavens and the earth in that place, we must find out the other side to kill. And if there is an amazing number of monster beast hits, there may be a monster beast in the sky above. The Wanling cultivator now guarded here is only the cultivation base of the thought division second layer, and Wei Suo is not at ease. This is Yang Rouge bird, this is the ancient god bird, the phoenix, Blue Luan. These two are what shapeshift great art great treasure, so strong great treasure. At a glance, Wei Suo's Yang Rouge bird, Blue Luan, and Black Bone Dark Lord, Li Hanlin's heart suddenly shocked. For his cultivator of this class, the Black Bone Dark Lord, which is made by Primal Chaos Yunwei and has the strength to Golden Core first layer, is already different, not to mention the strong great treasure monster like ancient Blue Luan. Beast. There is another great treasure stock monster beast coming. At this time, Li Hanlin suddenly became tight again. I saw the distant secret place outside the North Spirit City, and a dazzling white light rushed into the extremely high sky, and then burst open to form a white SE light group. Then, in all directions, countless escape lights began to flee back toward the North Spirit City. To put. At the same time, Han Tianmo, who stood on the outer secret wall of the Northern Spirit City, had a surging sound. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 637. Chapter 637 Thunder, Gold Shell Insect. At the same time, many cultivators within a few tens of miles outside the city provoked the fire attribute shapeshift great art in many deep pits on the ground. Immediately, these deep DNG rushed out of the bucket. The heavenly fire column ignited a height of 450 feet. Except for some other areas where the restrictions are arranged, basically the rest of the place has such a fire column every 1 or 2 feet, and it looks like a fire on the periphery of the entire North Spirit City. In addition to a small number of cultivators that still smelt Jingjin and refine the shapeshift great art in the city, all the other cultivators in the North Spirit City have also rushed to the newly purchased giant wall. Hung, seeing such a scene, green-robed old man is not called anything, just heavily stunned a surging sound. He and Wei Suo are also very clear that at least half of the monsters in the beast sea will not fly, and they are on the ground. If the monster beast on the ground breaks into the city and falls into a scuffle with the cultivator, the scene is extremely difficult to control. And if you can rely on the walls and some restrictions defenses, block the monster beast on the ground, even though the monster beast in the sky will still be dense, but to at least one less threat. When the general city faces the beast sea, but in the sky, on the ground, underground, the equivalent to the upper, middle, and lower roads monster beast attack, when the great treasure scales of the beasts come, the entire city is immediately riddled with holes. It became a horse cell. And this North Spirit City itself has a unique advantage. The underground is all extremely tough, difficult to enter the rock layer. As long as you can block the monster beast group on the ground, it is naturally the pressure of the great treasure. At this moment, green-robed old man is not called anything, just heavily stunned a surging sound, but it is because he also feels this kind of lust shape. As long as it is not too strong great treasure monster beast, this North Spirit City insists half an hour, it is really possible to do it. Han Brother, Tianlei, and Gold Shell Insect, have at least tens of thousands, far secret place, a majestic surging sound passed over. Tianlei, Gold Shell Insect, at this time, Wei Suo and Li Hanlin also flew behind Han Tianmo, and heard the surging sound from the secret place, and Wei Suo's eyes flashed a little. The Thunder Attribute Monster Beast is a level 4 high level. It is extremely fast in the air. The cultivator below Heavenly Circuit Realm, Divine Consciousness may not be able to lock it. Gold Shell Insect is a beetle-like monster beast that looks like scarlet beetles. It doesn't perform any shapeshift great art. It only gets close to the RU, but the carapace is glittering and much tougher than the scarlet beetles. It is also the monster beast of level 4 high level. These two kinds of monster beast for Wei Suo and other people is not a matter of fact, but North Spirit City and other cities, at least 80 of cultivator are in thought division realm below. Heard the number of species monster beast has at least tens of thousands of heads. The absolute great treasure most cultivator immediately face se white, some cultivator more are hands and feet soft, hand in the shapeshift great art device are almost pinched. Gold shell insect's naked body type is not great treasure, and the surrounding fire column arrangement can't stop it. Fellow Deist Li, pass on the order, cast ice shift shapeshift great art according to the previous arrangement, so that the rest of the cultivator should not be shaken, so as to avoid 1 ng fee. Predecessors, the great treasure in the city, most cultivators have not experienced the beast C, now is the beginning of the great treasure scale beast C, the human heart is floating, the battle strength must be great treasure reduction, now also invite your predecessors, slightly divine ability, to boost morale. At this moment, Han Tianmo's god lust is more cold, and immediately said to Li Hanlin and Wei Suo near the side. Beast BSP, at this moment, Wei Suo, in addition to Qi Longshan and Qing Ping, is still agitating some earth attribute shapeshift great art characters, helping the rest of the people. There is no action. Because they are also very clear about the group, there are tens of thousands of monster beast clusters, which are not killing at the moment, and this is more than tens of thousands of Tianli and gold shell insect killing. Other monster beast it is bound to have enough time to flood outside of Northern Spirit City. That is to say, when there is such a great treasure scale of the monster beast, it is the real beast C killing the monster beast is not as much as the surge, and the monster beast gathered around the North Spirit City will be more and more. With this rushing out to kill the monster beast, it is better to stay here, depending on the surrounding layout, killing the monster beast, it will be faster. Wei Suo saw that after Han Tianmo's order, at least hundreds of cultivators under the command of Li Hanlin applied a variety of ice-based shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art symbols. All kinds of ice, frost, icicles fell on the outside of the huge wall that was just constructed with earth attribute shapeshift great art and Jing gold iron. The shell, close to the outer wall of the city wall, also produced a thick ice blanket, and the secret place on the ground was ice, and ice. This arrangement can make the monster beast inconvenient when approaching the city wall, and it is difficult to climb up quickly. And Wei Suo saw at the moment that the current ice-shaping shapeshift great art is also a shapeshift great art character that restricts the class and some killing scene powers. It can be seen that Han Tianmo has also done a long time to resist the Beast C with the cooperation of Wanling Zone. The use of resources is also very economical. Okay, then we also assist fellow Deist Li, laying ice on the wall. Seeing this lust scene, Wei Suo vision flickers slightly, then said to Jiya and Han Wei and others. Jiya nodded, not much to say. Under the action of a hand, a surging sound of a bang, a white SE ice dragon with a length of 10 feet suddenly condense in the air. Immediately, the white SE ice dragon burst open above the outer side of a section of the city wall. The glaciers of the Great Treasure Group and the ice-cold Origin Chi rushed to the wall and the ground below. A section of the wall of a length of 10 feet, suddenly knotted, a thick layer of ice came out. Golden Core Cultivator. This NV turned out to be a Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator. Han Tianmo's cold face suddenly flashed the shocked god Se. When the powerful energy of this ice dragon and Jiya cast this Dao technique shapeshift great art, the spiritual chi of the body fluctuated, and he suddenly felt that Jiya is also a Golden Core Stage Great Treasure Cultivator. Golden Core Stage Great Treasure Cultivator. It is the Golden Core Stage Great Treasure Cultivator. Jiya's Ice Dragon True Secrets made a white SE Ice Dragon, which was very plunging, and attracted almost all the cultivator eyes on the wall. Moreover, the cultivator that is applying Shapeshift Great Art and the Sharpshift Great Art symbol is basically a combination of Dao Technique Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art, so that the wall of the square will be covered with ice. At this moment, Jiya this Dao Technique Shapeshift Great Art makes the walls of more than a dozen feet full of ice. This powerful energy has made many cultivators see the clues. For a time, many cultivators couldn't help but scream. Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator, with Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator. The cultivator of these goods was called, and many cultivators in the back couldn't help but screamed and rang. At one time, the morale of the entire northern spirit city suddenly rose. In this kind of lust shape, there is no Golden Core cultivator in a city, which is quite different. Chi. Chi. In the piece of Surging Sound and Intercourse called Surging Sound, Jiya kept showing Ice Dragon True Secrets, a white treasure ice dragon with a piece of great treasure, constantly appearing in the air. Han Weiwei and Nangong Yuking also cast Ice Dragon True Secrets, which also produced a white ice dragon. It's just that the white SE Ice Dragon, which was made by two people, looks like 1/3 of Jiya's Ice Dragon. Hong. Suddenly, the entire North Spirit City inside and outside is again a shocking surging sound and intercourse call Surging Sound. I saw that Jiya once again produced a white SE Ice Dragon of Pang Great Treasure, and there was a white SE Ice Dragon of Pang Great Treasure. This naked body type of white SE Ice Dragon is more exciting than Jiya. The white SE Ice Dragon, but also the Great Treasure on the sum, the power is extraordinary. Han Tianmo's eyes flashed in an incredible light, and he couldn't help but turn his head. This white SE Ice Dragon is spurred by Shui Ling. In this moment, Wei Suo passed the Ice Dragon True Secrets to Shui Ling, and Shui Ling, who was amazingly talented, also instantly realized the Dao Technique Shapeshift Great Art. At this moment, Wei Suo has also begun to release a white ice dragon. Wei Suo this pedestrian, in the eyes of Han Tianmo, suddenly is the secret place of God. 3 Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivators. Now among the pedestrians of Wei Suo, 3 Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivators have been revealed. And from the lust shape of the current Sharpshift Great Art, Wei Suo's cultivation base is the lowest of the group, only the Heavenly Circuit Realm first layer cultivation base, but from the lust shape of these people, it is like him. The shock that Wei Suo gave him has not stopped. While continuing to excite a series of white SE Ice Dragons, Wei Suo took out several pieces of Ice Shift Shape Art Great Treasure from storage bracelet, and immediately gave Shui Linger and Jiya around the body. People. I saw a piece of Yup, Ice Tray, bottle gourd shaped Ice Shift Great Art Great Treasure was provoked, the Great Treasure of the Great Treasure Group, the cold origin chi rushed out, a giant great treasure the icicles stand up. Coming. It's only a moment, the outer wall has just been closed, and about 1/3 of the walls of the great treasure are not covered with thick ice. Thousands of escape lights have not been ignited from a few. The channel of the heavenly fire column is excited and back. Just behind these cultivators, the entire sky has turned into a golden SE. In the sky, countless groups of bright light spots spurred SE, and the sound of the surging sound of the horses rushed on the ground, and the rising dust formed sea, and there were countless golden lights in it. At the time of more than a dozen fingers, about half of the cultivators flew back into the giant wall outside the northern spirit city, and the rear herd had become completely clear. Sky Thunder Owl shape and ordinary giant eagle is very similar, but body thunder light, as if by lightning condense general, underground gold shell insect look like a round of gold, even the head and eyes and so on cannot see out, but the lower 8 as the rough short sickle of the general movement of legs is very amazing, running up, even brought out a piece of the residual shadow. As the remaining cultivators continue to flee towards the northern spirit city, there are more than a dozen cultivators that stay at the end, From time to time, the fire attribute, shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art, will be placed in the ground behind the pit. A purple-red se oiled naked body that ignites and rushes out of a bucket-like fire column. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Xuanhuan. Chapter 638. Chapter 638 Chapter Killing Sound. The dense thunder and gold shell insect are coming from all directions. Thunderous sharp howl surging sound has been one after another. This screaming surging sound is very sharp, as if the gold and iron are rubbing in general, and as the more and more buy is near, the screaming surging sound becomes a piece, like the essence, rolling in. For some cultivators whose cultivation base is not weak, it is only good, but the general cultivator of thought division realm, under the horror, only feels that the secret place between the heavens and the earth is a monster beast, nothing else. But this is only the beginning. After the gold shell insect buy, which is slightly slower than the thunder, the dust is also in the middle of the action. It is also a surging sound of, even together, although there is no day. Thunder's whistling surging sound is generally DNG gold crack stone, but it is also like a stormy, 1NG, people only feel that the naked body is cold, behind the cold. Just in the blink of an eye, the most cutting-edge thunder has already plunged into the dozens of miles around North Spirit City. Monster chi is rolling, like a thunder-light diarrhea, and the surging sound is overwhelming. The northern Spirit City is like an island in the 1NG of the storm, and it will be destroyed at any time. Hong, hong, hong. But in the sky, suddenly bursting out of a giant great treasure of purple-red SE light group, countless purple-red SE light film flying SE, at least hundreds of heads rushing in the forefront of the thunder screaming down, many of them the whole body burned up and burned into a mass of coke. The one that produced this kind of explosion was the purple-colored sea crystal bead-like shape-shift great art of the former green cultivator G, which was suspended in the air. At the moment, within the tens of miles of the North Spirit City, there are at least thousands of such purple-red sea crystal bead-like shape-shift great art. These purple-red sea crystal beads are also suspended at a height of 150 feet or more. The flames and powerful energy generated by the explosion are all within 100 feet, not bow and restrictions on the ground below, and 50 feet away from the ground. The cultivator that flies within the range of Zhang. The powerful energy of this shapeshift great art is good, and the secret place in its explosion range has no shapeshift great art to withstand the powerful energy of this shapeshift great art. This is not good. But when there were hundreds of thunders killed, Han Tianmo, who was standing in the high secret place on the wall, was suddenly a great treasure. Because these days, the IQ of the thunder does not seem to be low. Under the blow of the shapeshift great art, many thunders that rushed to the rear have all been reduced. Many of them are from the ground 50 degrees. Fly inside. Numerous thunder light diarrhea formed a waterfall, and the dozen cultivators that retreated to the North Spirit City after the last side of the break suddenly suffered the impact of the great treasure. /p. To surging sound screaming surging sound, two of the cultivators' naked body spirit light was instantly smashed by the great treasure thunder ball and smashed. You are going. Give me death. /p. I saw these cultivators, a face-faced beard, a very mighty black robe, a middle-aged great treasure, a surging sound sternly shouted, a pumpkin great treasure 11, a silver SE meteor hammer-shaped shape-shift great art great treasure a stream of silver SE, the 4 or 5 heads of thunder hit the blood RU flutter, and flew out. At the same time, the name bearded cultivator kept on fire, igniting the flammable material in the deep pit along the way. Hearing the sternly shouted of the bearded cultivator, the rest of the cultivator, which has been very awkward, naturally did not dare to stay in the past and desperately escape. /p. The bearded cultivator's silver seed hammer shift great art great treasure powerful energy is amazing. At this moment, he stays at the end and flies backwards. In the twinkling of an eye, he is close to his more than 10 thunders. All was bloody by him, and he was shot on the spot. But at this moment, suddenly a group of golden light jumped up and rushed toward his back. Court death. This bearded cultivator, which is very powerful, is a surging sound sternly shouted. The figure that retreats is almost a few minutes faster. It suddenly makes the golden light secret place in front of him, at the same time, silver light flashed, his silver se meteor hammer like shape-shift great art great treasure smashed toward the golden light. The golden light that jumped up from below was a gold shell insect with a great treasure 11. Pa! A surging sound, the silver se meteor hammer has not yet landed on this gold shell insect. The head of this gold shell insect suddenly has a faint golden light, and it is actually a silver se meteor hammer. The shock, powerful energy is quite the same. Elderly gold shell insect. Upon seeing this kind of lust scene, the cultivator immediately changed the face and changed the surging sound. Then he quickly reached out and took a shot on the treasure receiving pocket. While the golden shield of Uganda appeared in front of him, there was another white divine light screen outside his body. But just pause, at least 40 days of thunder have reached the front of the bearded cultivator. Sustaining sounds of, quote, and, quote, suddenly rang, the dense treasures a thunder ball, shrouded toward the bearded cultivator. Pa! /p. The white separate light outside the bearded cultivator was just a tremor, and the thundering thunder ball was broken. At the same time, the head does not seem to fly in the sky, the gold shell insect that has been falling, but it is a faint golden light, hitting the bearded. Seeing this scene, the face of the bearded cultivator suddenly became gray and abnormal. In his hand, this silver se meteor shapeshift great art great treasure is also the true spirit level great level shapeshift great art great treasure. The gold shell insect's golden light is comparable to his shapeshift great art great treasure, and the gold shell insect is at least 2 advanced gold shell insects. At this moment, even if he uses the silver se meteor hammer shapeshift great art great treasure to block this golden light, then his defense shapeshift great art shield is no impact of shapeshift great art blocking so many days of thunder, definitely I have to fall on the spot. But at this time, the bearded cultivator suddenly only listened to the rear of a surging sound, a fierce explosion, a fierce spiritual chibo. A dark golden sword light with a width of several dozens passed through him, directly smashing a pile of blood rough fragment in front of him, and then dozens of purple se crystal flames from him. Around the body swept over, tens of thousands of thunders in front of him, and the elder old gold shell insect, which was falling to the ground, was instantly burned to fly ash. The golden light of the elder's gold shell insect, there is no ability to compete with the flames of these purple se crystals, and the shadows that were directly rushed before were gone. This is what ranks shapeshift great art great treasure. So terrifying powerful energy makes the bearded cultivator's great treasure brain white, turned to the head after a deep breath, only to see clearly behind him to save him, is a white cultivator wearing a green and white shapeshift great art clothing and 2 female cultivators, placed on top of a lotus UA flap, spirit light not visible on the shapeshift great art great treasure. Let's go. Waiting for what he said, I saw the white-faced male cultivator nodded to him, and directly received him from the lotus-shaped flap-shift great art great treasure, and retreated toward the rear. Golden Core Stage Cultivator. It is the cultivator that has broken through the monster beast group and entered the North Spirit City. /p. This name is in the eyes of who cultivator, and immediately there is a surprise god se. He also immediately saw that the non-stop giant treasure dark gold sword light and purple se crystal like female cultivator is the golden treasure cultivator of the golden core stage. The powerful energy of these 2 shapeshift great art great treasures, these are all shapeshift great art great treasures above Deo rank high grade. /p. And seeing two golden shapeshift great art great treasures in front of another female cultivator, they rushed out a golden lightning with a thick great treasure, and a golden crystal light, all the torrents of the sky Changfei ash, the eyes of this bearded cultivator, suddenly filled with incredible light. The bearded cultivator named Xuanhuan is the younger brother of Han Tianmo. He is also a cultivator who survived the Yellow Path City Beast. The North Spirit City was controlled by him and Han Tianmo, so he was completely stabilized. Situation. It was Wei Suo and Shui Linger and Han Wei who saved him at the moment. Kai. Chi. P. At the same time as the Net Huaphilian retreats to the north of the Spirit City, Wei Suo keeps on the innate true fire, hits the deep pit along the way, and rushes into a towering fire pillar. When Wei Suo and others were killed, it was easy to save Xuanhuan back and kill the Tianlei who was chasing after him. The entire North Spirit City was suddenly excited and the morale was up. Death. Seeing this lust scene, the face of the city wall is cold. Han Tianmo, the eyes suddenly flashed a feverish god se, a surging sound of the great treasure. Hong. 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 At that moment, the purple sea crystal ball-shaped shapeshift great art that floats within a few tens of miles of the North Spirit City is detonated. The restrictions on the ground below are also full of great treasures, countless Xuanhuan bombings, countless monster beast has a limb. And c. #39, General Monster Beast has also poured into the outer radius of the North Spirit City. A head beast is worn out from the afterglow of each splendid light and the debris of the monster beast, clearly appearing in the sight of each cultivator. Many thunders have already flown very high directly surpassing the great treasure most restrictions, flying from the very high air directly to the North Spirit City. Death. When I heard Han Tianmo's shocking surging sound, the entire North Spirit City suddenly burst into a turbulent 1ng-like surging sound. OM. A burst of sound and bursting sounds of surging sound from the North Spirit City, followed by hundreds of naked body pieces of purple-red se fireballs, flying from a secret place in the city, forming a dazzling in the air. The parabola of the dragonfly fell into the beast below. Hong, hong, hong. These purple-red fireballs landed, and suddenly exploded more intensely. Immediately outside the North Spirit City, like a blossoming purple treasure, the purple lotus bloomed. I don't know how many monster beasts were blown up and bloody, and my life was screaming. The fireballs of these giant great treasures were cast by the giant great treasure catapults temporarily built in the city, while the fire groups of the purple se were made of materials such as purple nitrate and other materials. These materials are themselves making some shapeshift great. The raw material of the art symbol does not need to engrave the shapeshift great art array. The explosion of its own powerful energy is also amazing. But in just a few moments, the gold shell insect, which survived the explosions of various restrictions and this giant great treasure fire group, has also reached the perimeter of the wall. Hey! The first batch of gold shell insects suddenly rushed to the thick layer of ice, and suddenly they couldn't control it and they smashed into a ball. These gold shell insect is very amazing, now control, crashed on the wall, also make the walls of a tremor, and gold shell insect with each other, caca burst surging sound constantly, head on, obviously also casualties are many, but the successor of the gold shell insect almost stepped on the front of the gold shell insect, forward, wink, many gold shell insect has begun to climb the wall, and above, has been many days thunder owl-like rain. Thousands of splendid light, rising from the North Spirit City, shouting surging sound and beasting surging sound, weave together. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 639. Chapter 639 Half Stick of Incense. The cultivator in Northern Spirit City, before it is clearly said how to work together. At this moment, the cultivator that was previously withdrawn from the outside is resting in the outer wall and the middle of the original city wall of Northern Spirit City, and restored true Yuan. The rest of the cultivator, at this moment, the great treasure is only about 1/5 of the shot, and who kills the monster beast from the sky above and the monster beast who killed the ground attacking the wall is also very clear. They are all equipped with Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure, which are responsible for killing the monster beast in the upper air. The rest of the attacking cultivator is responsible for guarding the city wall and killing the ground impacting the city wall. Monster Beast. After waiting for a series of Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure, True Yuan consumed almost the same amount, and immediately replaced another batch of cultivator, taking turns to replace it. Tian Li mon 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 attack. So basically the great treasure, most of the thunder that rushed from the sky is also gathered near the two walls. In this way, although the 4 weeks to the secret place are whistling, as the whole world is occupied by the monster beast, but the cultivator in the northern spirit city has not many casualties, it does not seem to be difficult to resist. Thank you for your predecessors to save, or Chen will definitely be on the spot. You're welcome. You want to keep the city, or rely on the scheduling of fellow deist Han and Chen fellow deist. What, Heaven's Dome ripped 3 secret place. At this time, Wei Suo and Shui Linger and Han Weiwei have already brought Chen Anyuan to the side of Han Tianmo and started talking. As soon as I heard Han Tianmo's brief description of the situation in North Spirit City, Chen Anyuan's face suddenly became pale again. I want 4 secret place orders. Strictly limit the use of the Xing Shapeshift Great Art device in spirit rank. Otherwise, it will be difficult to stick to more than half an hour. Chen Anyuan, who has experienced a beast sea, naturally knows what the Heaven's Dome Rip 3 secret place represents. Took a deep breath, after calming down the mind, immediately swept along the wall. You will be with us for the time being. As soon as Chen Anyuan plunged out, Wei Suo immediately said to Han Tianmo. At this moment, Wei Suo can see that the cultivator of the entire northern spirit city is almost divided into 2 parts, one of which is dominated by Li Hanlin and the other by Chen Anyuan. Each of the dozens of cultivators is again a group, of which an C number is named Wanling Zone Cultivator. However, Han Tianmo is still the chief commander, many shapeshift great art machines, many cultivator dispatches, or he is ordered by him. If there is any accident in Han Tianmo, this North Spirit City will definitely be Bartle Strength Great Treasure soon. Good. Han Tianmo also knows the meaning of Wei Suo's. After hearing the words of Wei Suo's, she does not refuse. When she moves, she immediately plunges into Wei Suo's Jinghua Filian. Immediately, Wei Suo and others immediately swept away where Ji Yat and Nangong Yuking, Qi Longshan and Qing Ping were. At the moment, the entire perimeter of the northern spirit city, the great treasure has about 7/8 of the surface, not laid on the ice. At this moment, Qi Longshan and Qing Ping are above the secret place wall, and the shapeshift great art keeps blocking the monster beast. Ji Yat and Nangong Yuking are regardless of the monster beast, just keep on displaying ice dragon true secrets, and the outside of the wall is wrapped in thick ice. Qi. 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 Continuously, Wei Suo and Shui Linger, Han Weiwei swept to Ji Yat and Nangong Yuking, while the Jias Dragon True Secrets and the Ice Shift Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure on hand. The degree of ice is almost doubled. 4 Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator. It turned out to be 4 Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivators. In their hands, there are so many high-level Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure, on the secret place, above the Jinghua Filian, Han Tianmo, who followed the secret place of Wei Suo and others, saw the Qingping Ji Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure and the Shapeshift Great Art, and suddenly saw that Qingping was also golden. Core Great Treasure Cultivator, the eyes suddenly flashed the shocked god Se. Look. So what's that? The monster beast of the Great Treasure Group is coming. Seeing that under the influence of Wei Suo and Jia, there are more than 100 feet, and all the outer walls can be covered with thick ice, but at this time, suddenly sounded in North Spirit City. A piece of exclamation surging sound. Just in the far secret place south of the North Spirit City, a rolling black se torrent suddenly appeared on the ground. From a distance, it seemed to be a monster beast that was a little more than the gold shell insect naked body type, but black. In view of the endless stream of se torrents, the number is definitely not under the gold shell insect, at least 2 or 3,000 heads. Jia, Yuking, fellow deist Chi, and Qing fellow deist, you are here at the secret place. This secret place is laid over the ice, and you will come over immediately upon seeing such a scene. Wei Suo immediately controlled the Net Hua Filian, with Han Weiwei, Shui Ling'er and Han Tianmo, heading towards the south wall of the city wall. At the same time, Wei Suo sound transmission to Jia et al. He is not worried that he and Shui Ling'er and others do not have shapeshift great art to block the monster beast over there, but in this dangerous lust situation, he feels that it is safer to have a bunch of people in a secret place. Only more assured. It's a poison arrow. Wei Suo had already bowed when he had not yet swept to the southernmost wall, and said this to Han Tianmo behind him. Poison arrow. At this moment, Han Tianmo still can't see the secret place of the secret place. The monster beast group is the monster beast. But after seeing the divine ability of Wei Suo et al., he certainly does not doubt the truth of Wei Suo. Seeing, in a flash, the face se has changed dramatically, fellow deist Li. It's a poison arrow. Without the slightest hesitation, Han Tianmo immediately gave a surging sound to the position of Li Hanlin. Poison arrow. It's a poison arrow. It turned out to be such a monster beast. The entire northern spirit city suddenly sounded a cu cooling surging sound, while at least 4 of the cultivators were at Li Han. Under the leadership of Lin, the city wall facing the south side was smashed past. Subsequently, under the command of Li Hanlin and more than a dozen Lingling cultivators, at least 200 shapeshift great art shields were sacrificed first, blocking the front of the cultivator on the wall, forming a brilliance of shapeshift great art. Shield wall. Even so, the cultivator on the wall is still a very nervous and scared god. The reason why there is such a reaction, it is because this poison arrow is only the ordinary weasel-like great treasure 11, but many of the long M on the back, from time to time with a toxin, like a black arrow out of the arrow. These black light attacks can reach 200 feet, and this poison arrow is the authentic level 5 low-grade monster beast. The powerful energy of this kind of black light is the shapeshift great art powerful energy of the equivalent to heavenly circuit realm second layer cultivator. With so many poisonous arrows coming in, the amount of black light that comes out in a flash is certainly amazing. What surging sound! Wei Suo and Shui Ling'er and Han Weiwei have just arrived at the walls of this secret place, each with an ice dragon true secrets, which refreezes the walls of a secret place that has been completely swelled by gold shell insect. But at this time, Wei Suo's eyes suddenly and violently flashed. Ka! 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 A strange cracking surging sound suddenly came out. Immediately, a few miles away from the city wall, many grounds suddenly cracked and arched up. The head was black and shiny, the head and the rhinoceros were very similar, with a thick unicorn face and rhinoceros. Almost, only the appearance is thick with a thick black se carapace. However, his naked body is a flat body, which looks like the latter half of the naked body, but the naked body is very pouring great treasure. The whole monster beast great treasure has a length of more than 4 feet, pang great the treasures of the treasure are also covered with thick carapace. The rhinoceros. As soon as I saw the look of these monster beasts, on the peripheral walls of North Spirit City, many cultivators suddenly lost surging sound. Boom! 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 These naked body type is very pang great treasure monster beast a drill out of the ground, immediately began to run toward the city wall. It seems very heavy at first, the movement is not quick, but after running, it is running faster, and stepped on the thick ice is also lolloping. The wall on the cultivator exclaimed surging sound almost just sounded, at least 10 of these monster beast forcibly through the upper cultivator intercept, ran to the wall below. After the black seamonster beast of Pangret treasure rushed to the bottom of the city wall, it would not climb, but it was directly hitting the wall with its head. The rhino beast is the rank 6 low-grade monster beast. This kind of monster beast can walk in the underground soil. The earth attribute monster beast, now obviously to the North Spirit City after the periphery, is now North Spirit City under all is compared to Jingold also comparable many rock formations, no shapeshift great art through direct drilling into the city, so can only drill out, but this monster beast itself is pure power type monster beast, is full of thick armor and strong strength, rank 6 low grade. At the moment, it hit the wall and it was like a shape division realm cultivator, the shapeshift great art bombarded the city wall. This temporary wall built on the periphery of the North Spirit City is made of Jingold iron juice and earthstone, monster beast shell, but the degree of toughness is naturally no compared to shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure. Under the head of the rhinoceros, many secret place walls suddenly violently vibrate, and there were 2 secret places and even the great treasure blocks of the great treasure block collapsed. At least dozens of people didn't react at all, and the cultivator, which was too late to fly in the sky, fell and was immediately smashed by the gold shell insect and the rhinoceros. Under this lust shape, the cultivator's fragile body makes the life of the cultivator more vulnerable than these monster beasts. At the same time, a lot of surrounding gold shell insect also took the opportunity to climb up from these secret place gaps, jumped into the cultivator group on the wall, and suddenly caused an unone. Chenchi organize the hands and kill these rhinoceros first. Upon seeing this lust shape, Han Tianmo also immediately had a surging sound and a surging sound sharp howl. It seems that Han Tianmo's thought of shapeshift great art is well understood. Almost at the same time as Han Tianmo's sharp howl surging sound, Chen Fangyuan's surging sound screamed, and more than a dozen cultivators that had remained untouched. From the inside and outside of the secret zone of the 2 secret places, they rushed out to the rhinoceros. What are those damned things? But at this time, the piece of screaming surging sound rang at the same time. On the west side of the northern spirit city, a green mist is tumbling, and the scene is amazing. Blue flame turtle dove. Wei Suo looked at it, took a deep breath, and spit out these 3 words. Han Tianmo, just behind him, suddenly had a pale face. It's blue flame turtle dove. All cultivators team alert. His Phi surging sound shouted and suddenly resounded throughout the city. Blue flame turtle dove. This great treasure piece of green cloud, turned out to be an amazing number of level 6 low-grade blue flame turtle dove. Han Tianmo is very clear that the size of the beast C must be extremely difficult to resist, but from the beginning of the day thunder and gold shell insect hit the present, but only after the half stick of incense time. Just half stick of incense is less than the time, you have to fall into the whole city cultivator must be completely resistant to the situation. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 640. Chapter 640 Re-Spirit Devouring Beast. Blue Flame Turtle Dove. When I heard Han Tianmo's Phi urging sound, the North Spirit City was almost a great treasure. Most of the cultivators' face suddenly became pale. On one side, the shapeshift great art shield and the divine light screen all shine, and the entire North Spirit City has at least tens of thousands of shapeshift great art shields and tens of thousands of divine light screens. Pa! 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 In a burst of surging sound, more than a dozen of the ground rhinoceros that first hit the wall were beaten back and forth by more than a dozen cultivators led by Chen Anyuan. The great treasure was black and the shell was unloaded, and was killed on the spot. The rhinoceros that followed the rear was also intercepted. Ah! But the dozens of cultivators rushed out, and the cultivator on the wall continued to kill the constantly following gold shell insect and the top thunder. So under Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure Powerful Energy Gs, there are also several cultivators who have been killed by splendid light from their own side. 11 Heart. At the same time, the secret wall of the south side of the city wall, the poisonous arrowhead of the black SEC water has also flooded. The purple sea crystal ball Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure floating over a few tens of miles outside the walls of the northern spirit city has almost exploded, and the restrictions on the ground below have been completely damaged. Those pits that rushed out of the heavenly fire column, the great treasure has piled up the monster beast and has been extinguished. These dozens of miles, almost no hindrance to the coming monster beast. The sound of the surging sound between the heavens and the earth disappeared. Even the giant great treasure surging sound that hits the Shapeshift Great Art and the Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure powerful energy seems to disappear. Time seems to be stagnant at this moment, and there is only a surging sound that runs on the ground with the RU rug at the foot of the scorpion. A hurricane rushed to the surface, and ahead 5 low-grade poison arrow formed a black SE horizon, filled with the eyes of everyone. This head poison arrow is only the great treasure 11, the shape is just like a mutated hedgehog, but among the black thorns on the back, there are 3 black thorns that obviously grow out of the other black thorns, but they are black light. These black lights are connected in one piece, giving people a sense of oppression of a great treasure. Hong, Hong, Hong. The purple SE fire group of the giant great treasure was thrown out from the northern spirit city and exploded in the black SEC water poisoning arrow group. All the catapults in the city have been adjusted in position, and all have been used to attack the poison arrows on this side. Numerous poison arrows were rushed by the powerful energy of the explosion, flew up into the sky, and fell like raindrops. However, the poison arrow in the rear still has no stop. After the black SE is still black SE, the number of poison arrows is more than 3,000 or 4,000 heads, and the number is clearly visible at the moment, at least 67,000 heads. Wait for all attacks on the Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art, all listening to my unified order. Han Tianmo has another surging sound. At the moment, under the dispatch of Li Hanlin, the number of cultivators gathered on the south side of the wall has passed 4,000. So many cultivators are divided into 4 steps. At the moment, almost all of these cultivators are unbearable tremors. Fellow Daoist, rest assured that we will leave the city to block the blue flame turtle dove. You only have to follow the order of fellow Daoist Han to stop this poison arrow. At this time, a surging sound of chilly and majestic surging sound also resounded throughout the city. Han Tianmo's breathing was also a meal, and his eyes were all gathered on Wei Suo in front of him. Because at this moment, this surging sound is exactly what Wei Suo has. They want to go out of town to block the blue flame turtle dove. Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator will block the blue flame turtle dove. The great treasure of North Spirit City. Most cultivators are so trembling at the moment, because they think that even if they can stop the poison arrow, it is definitely not close to the Shapeshift Great Art to block the blue flame turtle dove. At this moment, I heard the surging sound of Wei Suo, and the great treasure. Most cultivators suddenly morale great treasure. Just as Wei Suo's surging sound sounded, the amazing splendid light came out from the position of Ji Yat and others, and swept the monster beast along the road near the wall. Even the body of the giant treasure, body the black beetle, is extremely thick, and there is no Shapeshift Great Art to bear the blow of these splendid light. This is Ji Yat and Qi Longshan and so on. Come and join Wei Suo with a secret place, and kill the monster beast along the way. Fellow Daoist Han, I am going to go out and kill the monster beast, otherwise no Shapeshift Great Art will block some of the blue flame turtle dove. Maybe the North Spirit City will be broken immediately, and it will only be caught in the unseen of the battle. It is impossible. Support for more than half an hour. Seeing that Ji Yat, Nangong Yuking, Qi Longshan, and Qing Ping came, Wei Suo vision flickered for a moment, but directly sacrificed the tripod yellow great treasure. Under this lust shape, he also refused to worry about everything, as far as possible from what others see from the shapeshift great art great treasure. In fact, his heart is also extremely shocking at the moment, and the shock in his heart is not because of so many amazing poison arrows and blue flame turtle dove, but because his eyesight is much stronger than the average cultivator. So far from the secret place, some other cultivators at this moment still can't see the monster beast, but he has already seen it. He saw the great treasure of the wolf-head bat and the fire treasure giant lizard. Wolf-head bat and fossil great treasure the stone monster is a stranger to Weisuo. Weisuo also refines a red great treasure stone-shaped set of shapeshift with the shell of the fire treasure. Great art shield. The two monster beasts rank for Weisuo also said that rank is not high. The wolf-head bat is the level 4 low-grade monster beast, and the food fire great treasure stone lizard is the level 4 mid-level monster beast. Not to mention other monster beasts, compared with the poison arrows that are close to the current. If the same is true, the same number of these two monster beasts will be hit by the poison arrows. But at the moment, these two monster beasts have very different meanings for Weisuo. Because these two monster beasts are not very fast monster beasts, the two monster beasts are much slower than the thunder, gold shell insect, and poison arrows. If the secret place Heaven's Dome rips passed along from Weisuo etal, the wolf-head bat and the fire treasure giant lizard must not have arrived at this secret place at this time. This secret place is impossible. Wolf-head bat and fire great treasure stone lizard. But at the moment, these two monster beasts are only 1,000 times slower than the monster beasts such as thunder, and the poisonous arrow of this great treasure is from the north, the number of monster beasts behind the poison arrows. It is also significantly more numerous than the number of monster beasts in the remaining positions. This only shows that on a secret place Heaven's Dome north of North Spirit City, it should also crack a crack. Not 3 cracks, but at least 4 cracks. And this secret place Heaven's Dome's rift, compared to the Heaven Dome in front of Heaven First City, is closer to the North Spirit City. If it's wolf-head bat and the poison badger before and after the time to calculate the difference, that secret place, May only and North Spirit City is almost thousands of miles apart, but that secret place Heaven's Dome of the rift, compared to Heaven the city there's a rift in the Heaven's Dome that's going to crack later. With 4 consecutive rifts, Heaven's Dome is constantly cracking. And even if this time only splits the 4 cracks, the Northern Bright Sect and the Netherworld Palace are such high-level cultivators, and certainly no shapeshift great art blocks the gap in a short time, and it is inevitable there will also be a high-level cultivator, and the entire beast will probably exist in the next few months. And if it's not just 4 cracks, if there are more than a dozen cracks, or more than the heavenly profound continent northern parts Heaven's Dome, then the entire heavenly profound continent, maybe the complete secret place will not know how many years. Beast C. The end of the cultivation world, really coming. So now the only choice for Weisuo is to stick to half an hour and then escape to Cloud Spirit Continent by sending a shapeshift great art array. This set of shapeshift great art great treasure, first lended to you, should be able to protect your safety for the time being at this moment. The heart was very shocking. At the same time as the 3-legged yellow great treasure tripod, Weisuo reached out and received the set of moonlight lazu from Xuanhuan Reverend to Han Tianmo. This set of bright moons is not used by shapeshift great art on the move. It can only be used in a fixed area, but it has half the power of mystic rank. It is based on Han Tianmo's cultivation base. Although it is not yet possible, this set of shapeshift great art great treasures full power, but there is no level 7 above the monster beast, his safety, there should be no problem. This, Weisuo put the set of half-mystic ranks shapeshift great art great treasure in front of Han Tianmo. Han Tianmo already felt that the powerful energy of this shapeshift great art great treasure was unprecedented and amazing. But before he can say anything more, the 3-legged yellow great treasure has been turned into a yellow se stream of the giant treasure, and all the Jiyat and Qi Longshan who came from Jis are connected, and then, in a piece of heaven in the shouting surging sound, the three-legged yellow great treasure plunged directly toward the black sec water. 1000 jong, 800 jong, 700 jong. I saw that the cultivator in the North Spirit City saw that the black cult of the North Spirit City was about 700 feet away from the poisoned arrow. A colorful ray of light was suddenly appearing outside the sapphire treasure's yellow SE stream. Immediately, a group of white ice fog, and the entire colorful light mask is caged in it. Innumerable blade-shaped green swirl wind, and from the white SE ice fog geese out, spread in all directions. At a full distance of 500 feet, the dark golden sword chi of the Pont Great Treasure, a torrent of brilliance, has come out from the white SE ice fog group, and smashed into the poison arrow in Hong. A burst of exclamation surging sound and heaven-shaking's explosion surging sound sounded at the same time. This is the divine ability of the Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator. This powerful energy is really terrifying. Let the great treasure most cultivators can't help but stop. It's like plowing the ground. The poison treasure of the great treasure piece is turned into fly ash and blown into pieces. Only about 2/10 of the poisonous arrowheads can be passed under the smashing of the SE brilliance of the seas from the white ice. Fellow Daoist Han, we are going to block the blue flame turtle dove, this secret place is for you. But it was only after a short period of time, such a surging sound sounded in the white ice fog. At the same time, this group of white ice fog swept away toward the sky on the left. That secret place, great treasure piece of green SE demon cloud has flooded. Countless monster beasts screaming surging sound, once again filled the world. Whoosh! Just as the white SE ice fog group just arrived at the great treasure piece of great treasure, it seems that the green SE demon cloud will be swallowed up in the whole north of the Spirit City, and there are countless feather arrows in the green SE demon cloud. Suddenly, the surging sound sounded, and then, countless green SE flames, like a rainstorm, poured down. The three-legged yellow great treasure ding's outermost green swirl wind and white SE ice mass, instantly shattered, numerous broken astral wind and green SE flame, flooding the entire sky. However, the flames of the SE that rushed out of the three-legged yellow great treasure formed a torrent, like a beam of giant great treasure, swept across the sky, and the green stalk in front of it, from the middle it became two paragraphs. Numerous flashes of green light, giant great treasure crow general monster beast corpse fragment, spilling from the sky. Pa! 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 At the same time, on the wall side of the south side of the North Spirit City, countless black light instantly smashed hundreds of shapeshift great art shields into pieces, and there were countless holes DNG on the naked body under the thick ice-covered wall. Honeycomb. At least dozens of cultivators, the first bow attack of the poison arrow, which was flooded with water, killed a bloodlight and screamed and fell out. Do not move, nice. To put. However, Han Tianmo did not order it. He waited until after the poison arrow, and almost climbed the wall. Han Tianmo only had a huge surging sound. Hong. At the forefront, nearly 1,000 cultivators that have been trembled at the same time, the shapeshift great art and the shapeshift great art come out at the same time. Each splendid light, suddenly woven into an unimaginable torrent. All the poisonous arrowheads in the range of 100 feet in front of the city wall were almost completely smashed into pieces and fluttering in the sky. Roar! Seeing such a scene, the cultivator in North Spirit City, suddenly simultaneously out of the heaven-shaking intercourse call surging sound and roaring surging sound. At the same time, Wei Suo and others, who are on the tripod great treasure, are also squatting on the periphery of the blue flame turtle dove with the shackles of this flying shapeshift great art great treasure, while taking the fastest time. Shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure on hand. With the previous experience of crossing the Beast Sea, these blue flame turtle dove can't pose any real seeing threat to Wei Suo and others. What Wei Suo and others are doing now is to kill as many monster beasts as possible. N. But at this time, Wei Suo and Ji Ya, Shui Ling Qi Longshan, and Qing Ping were all at the same time, the five people's eyes, while looking towards a secret place in the green se the past. What happened? Spirit devouring beast. Nangong Yuking and Han Weiwei's divine consciousness are not as good as Wei Suo etal, but they feel the abnormality of Wei Suo and others, and follow the eyes of Wei Suo and others. The faces of the two men are instantly white and at the same time surging sound. Among the secret place green se demon clouds, there is a monster beast that is more than the blue flame turtle dove's naked body type. The monster beast, which is hidden in the green se demon cloud, gives the impression that it looks like a crocodile, but it stands upright, and the whole head looks like a half-naked body, looks like a crocodile. The head is also a great treasure, giving a very embarrassing feeling. Spirit devouring beast. This monster beast is an extremely rare ancient ferocious beast, spirit devouring beast, which Wei Suo etal have seen before. When Wei Suo and others rushed to the North Spirit City outside of Heaven's Dome, they were driven into Heaven's Dome by this monster beast. I couldn't think of this amazing monster beast in this secret place. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 641. Chapter 641 3 levels. Level 8 Monster Beast. At this moment, the spirit devouring beast is only 400 to 500 feet away from the three-legged yellow great treasure. The whole appearance can be seen very clearly. I saw this ancient ferocious beast great treasure. They are tall and tall, with a piece of green great treasure stone scales. Compared with the naked body, some of the heads of the great treasure are between the head of the snake and the head of the crocodile. The two eyes are also green, and they are hollow inside. It looks very fierce and yin. The double tui and the naked body seem to have no difference between the great treasure, but the hands seem to shrink, curled up at the seong mouth, and a thick short tail hangs down, which looks like three tui standing. Because this head monster beast's naked body and cultivator are not great treasure, but also erect fly in the sky, the eyes are constantly flashing, it seems to be constantly calculating, it is very anthropomorphic, giving people the first a feeling, unlike the monster beast, is like a cultivator with a more deformed appearance. No one thought that there would be a spirit-devouring beast hidden in the blue flame turtle dove. At first glance, it was such a monster beast. Han Weiwei and Nangong Yuking made a surging sound and suddenly exclaimed, and suddenly it was chilling. But this head was covered in green light, it looked very yin sense terrible monster beast, but only coldly swept Wei Suo and others, then the figure flashed, but it was traversed, directly avoiding Wei Suo etal went to the North Spirit City Jis. Seeing this lust shape, Wei Suo and Shui Ling and Ji Ya next to each other glanced at each other, and the horrified god on his face suddenly became a bit thicker. Immediately, without the slightest stop, Shui Ling True Yuan, which had already been controlled by the three-legged yellow great treasure, rolled out and pushed the three-legged yellow great treasure tripping to catch up with the spirit-devouring beast. Logically speaking, the thicker the spiritual chi is, the easier it is to attract the monster beast. Because the cultivator's root spiritual chi is thicker, in the eyes of the monster beast, it is more delicious, more powerful grass treasure. And the beast is stronger than usual. If some monster beast feels that the cultivator is a strong great treasure, it may be afraid to retreat. But in the beast's sea, almost all the monster beast are not afraid of death, it seems to be revenge. The opportunity is completely normal, and it is not afraid of death. Crazy wants to tear the cultivator in front of it into pieces. Even some of the low-grade monster beasts are played, but you also have to rely on the amount of your true yuan, shapeshift great art, and you will be killed. At this moment, the spirit-devouring beast is directly bypassing Wei Suo etal, and rushing toward the northern spirit city, which is not far from the secret place, can only show that this monster beast has the ability to judge the situation, and this fierce name, the ancient ferocious beast, can be advanced by swallowing the body of the cultivator or the spiritual stones, and the level of advancement is amazing. If this kind of monster beast is that way, Suo and others are not easy to deal with at the moment. It is ready to swallow some low-grade cultivators in North Spirit City to improve their strength and then deal with Wei Suo and others. Compared with the cultivator is almost the same. 11 Heart, that is ancient ferocious beast, spirit devouring beast. At least level 7 or more monster beast. Kill it all. Spirit devouring beasts cockroaches are extremely amazing. They are not under the three-legged yellow U great treasure. Wei Suo and others are just behind the scenes. It is impossible to catch the front and cut it off. See spirit devouring beast from the North Spirit City. The secret place wall has been less than 300 feet away, and Wei Suo immediately out of a surging sound. Spirit devouring beast. What, at least level 7 above the monster beast. The secret place on the wall of the cultivator originally seen. This head monster beast Geese came to feel that this head monster beast is definitely extraordinary. At the moment I heard Wei Suo's Phi surging sound shouting, this piece of the wall cultivator suddenly face all pale, boom, at least 5 of the 60 cultivators have the most powerful shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure. Great treasure most cultivators, there are 1 or 2 pieces of things in the bottom of the box, so many cultivators at the moment G pressure the bottom of the box, the power is also extremely amazing, a variety of powerful energy, suddenly gathered into a 10. The terrifying torrent of a few squares rushed toward the spirit devouring beast. But seeing this scene, this spirit devouring beast seems to have no eyes. Seeing the terrifying splendid light torrent will hit the head of spirit devouring beast. The monster beast suddenly green light treasure, the whole body naked body suddenly shrinks half, the original 2 taller body type becomes only like the ordinary cultivator is great treasure 11. At the same time, its naked body seems to be suddenly heavy, hundreds of times, and suddenly fell down with amazing degrees. Terrifying splendid light torrent, except for a dozen splendid light shocks on the top of this monster beast, all of which rushed over the monster beast, just shattering the monster beast with amazing degrees when falling, a green SE image left on top. Ah! Amazing screaming surging sound. At the same time, I saw that this monster beast was wrapped in green light, a surging sound, directly like a comet hit the wall below. This group of green light turned out to be as easy as hitting a firewood pile. It was directly through the section of the city wall, behind the green light, and the wall that was more than 67 feet was broken and collapsed. On the collapsed wall, a thought division realm cultivator, which looks like the cultivation base is not just flying in the sky, pa, pa. 2 surging sounds, the 2 on the left side of his side have just vacated, and there is no cultivator that falls down with the collapsed wall, but it is suddenly split and turned into 2 bloody fogs. The name of the thought division realm cultivator, dressed in silvery shapeshift great art gown, had no blood SE, and a white SE light mask flashed on her body, a blue shapeshift GRE that looked very quaint. An art character appeared in his hands, but he did not have time G this talisman, his body white Sedivine light screen has no defensive ability in general directly broken open, immediately, his young mouth revealed a green light, the whole man was blown asunder and turned into a mist of blood. Just like the ghostly spirit devouring beast, behind the smashed thought division realm cultivator, the fierce opened mouth sucks, and the blood treasure of the great treasure group's great treasure group is sucked into the abdomen. The shrinking hands, but suddenly the green light great treasure, out of the cracking surging sound. At the moment, in its hands, it is a treasure receiving pocket. Just in a flash, the 2 treasure receiving pockets were cracked in the green light, and the things in the treasure receiving pocket were all sprayed like a fountain. This kind of ancient ferocious beast is actually known as the shapeshift great art that destroys the treasure receiving pocket. At the moment when something in the treasure receiving pocket was ejected, the ancient ferocious beast grabbed it with both hands, but it didn't matter what the rest fell, just grabbed the 2 spiritual stones bags in the treasure receiving pocket. Immediately, without the slightest stop, the ancient ferocious beast smashed the 2 spiritual stones bags directly, grabbed all the spiritual stones in the 2 spiritual stones bags, and grabbed them with a great treasure. Like eating fried beans, they all ate. Almost as soon as the spiritual stones swallowed, the breath of this ancient ferocious beast was growing, and the apparent strength was constantly improving. This kind of ancient ferocious beast is really the same as in the record. As long as there are cultivators and spiritual stones to eat, the growth of the cultivation base is extremely amazing. It's no wonder that the spirit-devouring beast, which occupies a spiritual stone's vein, can kill a man who has many golden core great treasure cultivators. This degree of cultivation base is simply terrifying than Water Emperor Sun swallowing secrets. Seeing this scene, Wei Suo and others are naturally cold, but this ancient ferocious beast looks at Wei Suo and others, but it is a surging sound, not a slight stop. But it flew past the places where the catapults were in the city. The slinger in the northern spirit city is also a huge great treasure to the monster beast on the ground, and the great treasure in the northern spirit city is also concentrated on the outer wall. At the moment in the northern spirit city, the cultivator around the catapult is also relatively thin and easier to kill. The IQ of this spirit-devouring beast is indeed not under the cultivator. This ferocious beast is too cunning. If this continues, let's upgrade its cultivation base, then we are not its opponent. We are at the same time Geas Dragon True Secrets, blocking this head monster beast. Seeing this lust shape, Wei Suo immediately came out with a surging sound. Pa! Pa! Wei Suo's screaming for surging sound, a white SE ice dragon exploded in the body of the spirit-devouring beast. Frozen by the extremely cold ice, origin chi, the spirit-devouring beast has become somewhat slow. Just taking it down, the distance between the 3-legged yellow great treasure and the spirit-devouring beast is within 200 feet, and the secret place is in the range of Shapeshift Great Art by Shui Linger and Ji Yat. In Chi. Chi. Several dark golden sword lights and dozens of purple SE crystal-like flames suddenly rushed toward the head of the spirit-devouring beast. Pa! Outside the body of spirit-devouring beast, a divine light screen that looks like a green SE crystal suddenly appears, and several powerful yellow sword chi and Shui Linger's purple heart lantern Ji's powerful energy impact. In a surging sound, the divine light screen of this green SE is torn apart, and the remaining powerful energy rushes out of the head of the spirit-devouring beast. Fortunately, this spirit-devouring beast has not advanced to the point where there is no shapeshift great art at all. Green-robed old man has a great treasure called Surging Sound. At this moment, the spirit-devouring beast, which has come out of the sky, does not seem to have any damage to the great treasure. Its strength is definitely far beyond the level of the level 7 monster beast, but it only blocks the power of the attack by Wei Suo and others. Look, the strength of this head monster beast will not exceed the level 8 mid-level. Under the joint efforts of the people, they should still be able to cope. Ah! That's... But at this time, in the entire North Spirit City, suddenly there was a shocking BSP. Wei Suo turned his head, and the face SE instantly became ugly. A group of giant shadows of the giant treasure of Pang Great Treasure are appearing in the group of poison arrows. This monster beast has a 6-7 square foot circle, with a terrifying power, giving an unimaginable pressure. Compared with this monster beast, the poison arrow at the foot is even thinner than the ant. 11. This group of giant treasure giant green shadow, the naked body and the ordinary crab almost no difference, but behind it is still a long length of about 7 or 8 feet, the long tail of the green sedging gold giant whip. Ancient desolate giant chi. This kind of monster beast is also a monster beast that will not cast any shapeshift great art and will only kill it. But this kind of monster beast is a true level 8 mid-level, and ancient desolate is a level of strong great treasure monster beast. Like the ancient desolate mad, lava troll, this naked body type is extremely rid of the giant treasure of the ancient desolate behemoth, The naked body type, enough to make many cultivators daring, completely lost their fighting spirit. At this time, in the original position of Wei Suo and others, in the sky of the secret place, there is also a distorted white shadow. This white shadow is also scattered with terrifying monster chi. Water Candle Monster. The water candle monster flew at the moment and sucked the air around with a hard cu almost as soon as Wei Suo and Shui Linger saw this monster beast. This monster beast also appeared Wei Suo and Shui Linger and others. Its Jing god is obviously shocked and very excited. This water candle monster seems to be the water candle monster that Wei Suo and others have encountered before, like the water spirit root of Wei Suo and Shui Linger, and the water spirit Yuan Qi, which is extremely Jing pure. Lead it all the way. 3-head 8-level monster beast. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 642. Chapter 642 Ju Tian Feng Ming. First kill this head spirit devouring beast. Wei Suo's face se instantly became ugly, and once again, a surging sound was heard. Water Candle Monster and Ancient Desolate are all level 8 mid-level monster beasts, all of which are equivalent to Golden Core 3rd layer and 4th layer's Great Treasure Cultivator. In front of this level of monster beast, the remaining cultivators in North Spirit City just as hard as a scarecrow. If it is gathered by a 3-level level 8 monster beast, then Wei Suo and others may not be rivals, only one of them will be removed. At the moment, the spirit devouring beast is close to the level 8 mid-level, and the strength is still the lowest among the 3 monster beasts. But if you let it kill some cultivators and then swallow some spiritual stones, the strength will probably rise. The other 2 monster beasts are also terrifying. And more importantly, if they don't have the ability of Shapeshift Great Art to kill the level 8 monster beast, the morale of the entire North Spirit City will surely fall apart, and the cultivator that feels hopeless will definitely run away. Pa. Jia and others almost all want Shapeshift Great Art like Wei Suo. At the same time as Wei Suo's screaming surging sound, like the previous round of attacks, a white se ice dragon is already in the spirit devouring beast. Around the body. Hong. At the same time, countless rays of light bloomed from Shui Linger, Jia, Qi Longshan, and Qing Ping. 4 Golden Core Cultivator. We still have hope. In the eyes of countless devout cultivators, there was a sudden bright light, as if it had come alive. 4 Golden Cores rise. Shui Linger, Jia, Qi Longshan, and Qing Ping have seen Li Ziyi and Water Candle Monster before, and it is clear how such level 8 mid-level shapeshift great art powerful energy, defense, and RUR. Strong tyranny. The shapeshift great art great treasure on hand is not always able to kill the head spirit devouring beast, so under this lust shape, the 4 people sacrifice the golden core at the same time. 4 cultivators golden core sunlight and great treasure at the same time. When the condensation formed, the spirit devouring beast was still frozen by the cold, but the eyes of this ancient ferocious beast were without any panic. Pu a surging sound, its body once again emerged a layer of green se crystal light mask, while the entire body naked body is suddenly 100 times, thousands of times in general, falling down, but like a bang quickly looks like it. According to its prediction, at the moment Wei Suo and other people attacked, the great treasure part may fall back, without shapeshift great art hit. But to make it a slight glimpse, the imaginary powerful energy did not immediately strike. Under the white light, Wei Suo and others suddenly disappeared from its sight. Above its head, it was suddenly a spiritual chi bow that had a strong great treasure. I haven't waited for any extra movements. The splendid light of Dao technique shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure, and the golden core powerful energy of the 4 groups of great treasures. When it has not yet hit its body, the underlying ground has been pressed by the powerful energy to boom a surging sound, sinking a foot deep. Pa! A surging sound burst. The green se crystal reticle outside the spirit devouring beast was instantly split, and the entire naked body was smashed to the ground by unmatched powerful energy. I saw that the spirit-devouring beast was deeply buried in the ground. On the ground centered on it, a pit with a depth of more than 10 feet appeared. The green shell of the green great treasure has shattered the great treasure half, and the blood is blurred. The entire naked body and the skull were squashed. It seems that the bones of the great treasure half have been shattered by the full force of Wei Suo et al. This kind of injury, for the rest of the monster beast, must have been directly killed. Not dead yet. This kind of monster beast's vitality is so strong, great treasure. But the eyes of Wei Suo and others are filled with incredible gods. It looks like the spirit-devouring beast, which has been flattened, and the green light flashes. Go out. Immediately, a burst of horror and screaming surging sounds sounded, and Wei Suo's face suddenly became extremely difficult to look. The head of the spirit-devouring beast is wrapped in green light. The place where the blood is blurred is actually flying, and the intelligence of the spirit-devouring beast is very high. It is directly towards the cultivator. Place swept past, which made Wei Suo and others unconsciously afraid of killing many cultivators, and could not help but stagnate. This time, the spirit-devouring beast can't be heavier, but it doesn't slow down at all. In this blink of an eye, the spirit-devouring beast has already rushed into the secret place where it crashed into the wall. Nearby. At this moment, the great treasure half-circle of the entire North Spirit City has been caught in the strangulation of the blue flame turtle dove and the poison arrow. Countless black light aldana from outside the city GSE, the secret place of the wall near the cultivator, itself has no advantage. Now this spirit-devouring beast is swept back, the area of cultivator horror, immediately one on of the ground, but also unequal to this head spirit-devouring beast kill, a breath between, at least already have 230 cultivators screaming by the sky-swept blue flame turtle kill. After taking a deep breath, Wei Suo nodded to Shui Linger and Ji Yat. Shui Linger and Ji Ya's face immediately showed some unbearable gods, but Shui Linger bit his teeth and did not stop at all, chasing up to spirit-devouring beast. They naturally see that Wei Suo's means to kill this monster beast, at the expense of some cultivator. Whether it is for them or for Wei Suo, it is naturally unbearable, but at the moment there is nothing to do. Shapeshift great art. If you can't kill this monster beast as soon as possible, die in this head monster beast hand. The cultivator will be more, and it is likely that because of this, it directly leads to the absence of shapeshift great art to hold North Spirit City. But at this time, Wei Suo and others suddenly heard the secret place on the south side of the wall, and there was a heaven-shaking screaming surging sound. Between turning around, Wei Suo and others' faces were suddenly ugly. It turned out that the ancient desolate giant scorpion was still 1,000 feet away from the south side of the city wall, but at the moment the ancient desolate giant scorpion continued to move forward, while waving two front stalks and directly dig up the great treasure block. The great treasure block, like the earthwork on the roof of an ordinary square house, is like a catapult, coming to the south wall. The earthwork of a huge great treasure, the stones, roaring in the air, the surging sound is amazing. And the most important thing is that these earthwork and stones are also covered with poison beasts such as poison arrows. Even this ancient desolate giant scorpion has smashed several rhinoceros directly into megaliths. The earth and stone of this huge great treasure have been torn apart by the splendid light from the city wall, but there are also many monster beasts that fall above the rain. These monster beasts fall directly on the cultivator. In the array, suddenly the thousands of cultivators were caught in on one. This moment caused at least hundreds of deaths and injuries to the cultivator. This head is scattered with heaven's might, and the body's ancient desolate giant cheek is obviously not IQ. Hong. At the same time, there were several catapults in the North Spirit City, which also collapsed under the attack of the blue flame turtle dove. No, North Spirit City is completely finished. North Spirit City is definitely not okay. We are running away. One of the escapes is one, stay here, and definitely wait for death. Well, We are all going to die here. Many cultivators even flew straight out and began to escape. The entire North Spirit City will see a collapse. Even Han Tianmo and Li Hanlin and others on the south side of the city wall are completely gray, and the lust shape at the moment is already completely defeated. Some of them swear by them and even kill some escapes. The cultivator, which has no shapeshift great art at all, has curbed the panic caused by the ancient desolate giant cheek. Yang Qing, Yu and Blue Luan come together to help kill this spirit-devouring beast. Under this lust shape, Wei Suo once again had a surging sound. Surrounding this spirit-devouring beast, there must be no accidents. At the same time as Wei Xiao, Wei Suo also released mind-devouring bug and shapeshift great art. SS. But at this time, a surging sound, weird screaming surging sound, and suddenly rang in the air on one side. This is what monster beast? Ah! This is at least a monster beast above level 7. A cultivator who just exclaimed a surging sound, the naked body was turned into pieces in a white light. The naked body is like a melting candle. The five senses are not very clear. At this moment, only the two water candle monsters, which are also white eyes, are also faintly visible. The water candle monster's eyes were gathered on Shui Linger and Wei Suo's, giving a look of sympathy and a smile. Go to you, Mom. At the moment, the northern spirit city itself is in jeopardy. Wei Suo itself is extremely anxious. The water candle monster is still yin, and the endless entanglement from thousands of miles, plus Li Ziyi was the one at the time. The water candle monster took away, and at this moment Li Ziyi was alive and dead, and the water candle monster was such a god, and Wei Suo suddenly fell into the boundless anger. Pu. Wei Suo directly took out the great treasure annihilation golden core in his hand. The water candle monster, who had a yin smile, saw that Wei Suo's shapeshift great art didn't even look at him at all, but suddenly felt the breath of the annihilation golden core, its eyes instantly solidified. Hong! The whole world seemed to be violently beating. In general, a group of terrifying flames bloomed, and the mushroom cloud and the impact bow formed by terrifying powerful energy spread at the same time. All the cultivators in northern Spirit City were shaken, and many cultivators that were already ready to escape were also stunned. At least hundreds of blue flame turtle dove in the sky were destroyed by the flames of Pang Great Treasure. SS. A ragged white shadow screams and escapes from the flame of the explosion. But then, a few amazing flames, no impact on the white shadow. This tattered white shadow was smashed and it was blown apart. Originally, Wei Suo was ready to kill the spirit-devouring beast, which threatened the most great treasure, but the water candle monster looked so embarrassing that Wei Suo was furious and used the only annihilation golden core on hand. This level 8 mid-level water candle monster is directly smashed by Wei Suo's annihilation golden core and 4 golden core cultivators. Also at this time, a surging sound, singular sounding surging sound, suddenly sounded from the North Spirit City. This surging sound sounds like a kind of soul-sounding surging sound, but it is extremely sweet, loud, DNG gold crack stone, straight into the sky. And there is also a majestic and extremely ancient atmosphere of an extremely strong great treasure. At the same time, the surging sound came out, and all the monsters in the sky, such as the thunder and the blue flame turtle dove, were obviously stagnation, and all of them were stunned by the gods. At the same time, a blue soul bird and a yellow soul bird emerged from the North Spirit City. Among them, the long tail of the blue soul spirit dances, and the flames of countless green SE are floating in the sky, like the sky envy scattered UA. Blue Luan, this is ancient Blue Luan. Fengming, is the 9-day Fengming. Ancient Blue Luan is the true blood of the phoenix. Blue Luan is the real level 9 monster beast. Was it actually accepted by these cultivators? North Spirit City has been saved. An unbelievable exclamation of surging sound blew up in Northern Spirit City. These cultivators in North Spirit City, but I don't know that the blue treasure's great treasure part of the cultivation base has been passed to Yang Rouge Bird. At this moment, even the strength of level 8 may not be. But at the moment, Wei Suo's Annihilation Golden Core and the Blue Luen gave them a strong great treasure. Almost all of the cultivators in northern Bright City are in the midst of madness, all without the idea of running away, madly killing the monster beast around the body. I don't think this Blue Luen will help us with such great treasure at this time. Death, Wei Suo did not expect such a change. He was filled with the cold eyes of the murderous aura, and once again gathered on the spirit-devouring beast, which was crawling in the cultivator group. It was only for a moment, the green light shimmered, and the sinuous spirit-devouring beast had killed more than a dozen cultivators, and kept consuming the cultivators' blood and the spiritual stones. At the moment, its injury looks like it is already 7 or 8. Wei Suo, this is the monster core of the water candle monster. At this time, a transparent bolite volume, a fist great treasure 11, Dang smashed the water semen stir core of the amazing water spirit Yuan Qi to Wei Suo's. This white semen stir core surface is smooth and round, as if it were wrapped in a thick layer of wax oil. Although the water candle monster's body was completely shattered, the monster core was not damaged and was rolled up by Shui Ling or shapeshift great art. There is a great treasure in the vertical and horizontal. How many people still remember the dance of the sword of the gods that was a dang in the past? The cattle treasure great treasure came to the vertical and horizontal by Xiao Ding great treasure, and the new book crossing the border is hitting the new book list. Great treasure homes go to the collection. Support the rise of vertical and horizontal. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 643. Chapter 643 Chapter City Break. The water candle monster is a level 8 mid-level water attribute monster beast. Its water spirit Yuan Qi is amazing in the monster core. There is a great treasure with a secret place for Wei Suo's. This monster core was rolled over by Shui Ling and Wei Suo didn't stop at all, and took the monster core away. Wei Suo, there are too many cultivators, so applying shapeshift great art, it's too great treasure at the same time. Ji Yan next to him is the face says now white but white said such a sentence. The intelligence of this spirit-devouring beast is indeed not under the cultivator. Now that Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luen are outcropping, the spirit-devouring beast suddenly feels a fatal danger and plunges into a more intensive place in the cultivator. From the previous lust of the head monster beast, this monster beast great art shapeshift energy is worse than powerful water candle, but its defensive power and body vitality, but is extremely amazing, at least to all hands shapeshift great art great treasure chi, plus 4 golden core powerful energy, can be a hit kill. Otherwise if like before the same heavy damage, this head monster beast may escape, and back to the present. As known by green-robed old man and Qi Longshan, this famous ancient ferocious beast, although the initial rank is only level 7 low grade, it is indeed more difficult to deal with than the average level 8 monster beast. Many. With the look of spirit-devouring beast at the moment of the arch of the local arch, if Wei Suo and others are fully committed to killing, I am afraid that at least 67 cultivators will also die in their blows. I want to apply shapeshift great art to dispel these cultivators. Shui Ling took a look at the spirit-devouring beast raging in the cultivator, with a decisive god se. Almost at the same time as her surging sound, her naked body, the horse uploaded a tsunami-like true UN mobile surging sound. A circle of clear water ripples emerged from her body, just like the shockwave created by Wei Suo's Annihilation Golden Core, which instantly swept the 1000-100 square circle centered on her. Ah! A surging sound, almost all of this area, except for some of the cultivators of the Thought Division realm and the above cultivation base, all the other cultivators, all of them are strong treasure. The thrust is pushed over and thrown out. And these cultivators seem to be the lethality of the real one, only the true one NGC general strong great treasure thrust, among the thrown cultivators, except for a few cultivation base lower cultivator is stunned by a rush. The rest of the cultivator was only unable to control the body shape, was taken out, and was not seriously damaged. Spirit devouring beast's green light treasure is like a meteorite in the giant 1ng. The power of such powerful energy is naturally impossible to make it directly controllable by this level of monster beast. But when it sees the empty DNG around, this head has been a face yin cold, as if it has always been a monster beast of the lust, but it is also a very anthropomorphic face, a great treasure. At the same time, Shui Linger, who cast this Dao technique shapeshift great art, was stunned by a surging sound, and the mouth was a bloodshot, and the spiritual chi on his body was slightly scattered. Obviously, the Yuan transferred by the Dao technique shapeshift great art has already reached the limit of her cultivation base at the moment. The true Yuan flow of Pangret treasure also caused damage to her naked body. Death. At this moment, Wei Suo may not understand Shui Linger's intention. A surging sound sternly shouted, surging sound, coming out of his mouth. A glimpse of the strong glory of the powerful treasure, the light and shadow of the golden core sunlight condense, suddenly shocked the face of the great treasure of the spirit devouring beast. Pa! A surging sound cracked, the green SE crystal reticle outside the spirit devouring beast and its RU body were directly destroyed and torn apart. This is not good. But at the same time, a green sea crystal ball's monster core is also flying, and the violent explosions are blown up. Hong! A green SE light group with countless dazzling beams of light swept hundreds of feet in an instant. There are several secret places in the scope of the Thought Division Realm Cultivator. Just to get half of the surging sound screams, it was directly blown into this fly ash by this dazzling light group. Pa! Pa! The three-legged yellow great treasure is surrounded by the blue seal wind and the colorful ray, and the smashing of the giant treasure powerful energy is smashed, and the powerful energy of Pangret treasure until the impact of the Karma Fire Red Lotus shapeshift great on Jia. When art was on the giant treasure Karma Fire Red Lotus, it was blocked. Yang Rouge Bird. Blue Luan. Jia and Nangong Yuking and others simultaneously exclaimed a surging sound. Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan, who participated in the siege of Spirit Devouring Beast, also flew out in the flames of the explosion. The green light flashed and looked very miserable. Wei Suo's face SE instantly became ugly. Explosive monster core. This head of Spirit Devouring Beast turned out to be a direct blast of monster core, and this kind of monster beast blew monster core far above the general monster beast. At the moment is not just a problem with Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan. Wei Suo's mind-devouring bug is also in the powerful energy range of the spirit-devouring beast's self-destructive golden core. He was originally planning, and if the spirit-devouring beast was still on the ground and still not dead, then the mind-devouring bug just happened to attack. His mind-devouring bug was sneaking into the bottom of the spirit-devouring beast. As a result, the intelligence of this spirit-devouring beast is extremely amazing. It is impossible to resist when it is judged. It is very ruthless and blew up monster core. At this point of view, Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan are both dead and alive. If mind-devouring bug is also killed, Wei Suo must bleed directly. Average did not kill. Green-robed old man had such a surging sound great treasure in Wei Suo's ear after the CU cooled surging sound. I saw Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan flying in the air like a broken kite. After a while, they were all naked body, some swaying, and they couldn't control themselves. At this time, Shui Ling or True Yuan was too violent, and it was too late to spur the three-legged yellow great treasure tripod, but at this time, a silver light did not stop at all from the three-legged yellow great treasure. Out, there is a volume of silver glow, and both Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan are rolled over. At this time, Primal Chaos Yunwei, dressed as a Xin child, saved Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan under the control of Han Weiwei. Yang Qing, how are you? As soon as he saw the appearance of Yang Rouge Bird and Blue Luan, Han Weiwei immediately sipped a sigh of cold air. At this moment, Yang Rougebird and Blue Luen are just like the scorched mother G. Many of them are black and lacquered, and Yang Rougebird has a few secret place holes. Oh, hearing Han Weiwei's surging sound, Yang Rougebird, a CU, seems to be unable to say it, and will soon be mad. Wow, don't die ah. What do you do when you die? Blame you, what are you doing in front of me? My RU body is stronger than you. As soon as I saw the Yang Rougebird, it looked like a miserable Blue Luen, but it suddenly fell on it, and the great treasure of the Wow cried. Smelly woman, you can't breathe, you don't really want to die, you cry a ball, you cry again, you ah. What kind of are you? You are not ruthless, you are a man. No, it's a male bird, of course, it's blocked. Blue Luen was so loud, Yang Rougebird suddenly CU smashed a few times, licking his teeth and screaming. Woo woo, Yang Rougebird is fierce and sinister, but this Blue Luen doesn't say anything, just beside it Nedpsp, so you can't die, Han Weiwei couldn't help but ask. Nini Blue Monster Core, no damage to the deadly place, great treasure can be automatically maintained for a month or two, Yang Rougebird replied. This spirit-devouring beast is so hard to deal with, so fierce. When I heard Yang Rougebird say this, Wei Suo's face se also eased a lot. He felt that the injury of Yang Rougebird was indeed very heavy, but the vitality was stable and there should be no problem. And at the moment his mind-devouring bug, already under his heart control, rushed over to him. Now that spirit-devouring beast blew underneath the monster core, it directly blew up a giant treasure pit with a radius of several dozen feet. But his mind-devouring bug is not dead and is crawling out of the great treasure pit. It should be that when the spirit-devouring beast blew the monster core, his mind-devouring bug was also very responsive and broke into the surface. However, this North Spirit City has been extremely tough under the ground of more than 10 feet, so his mind-devouring bug has not escaped. At this moment, Wei Suo is also felt. His mind-devouring bug is also broken a few tentacles, the damage is not 11. If it is normal, mind-devouring bug suffers such damage, he must have been horrified, but at this moment, this lust shape, mind-devouring bug can survive safely, and the damage is not too heavy, it is to make him great treasure loose in one breath. This monster beast was also killed by them. Divine ability of the Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator is hard to imagine. Hundreds of cultivators were forced to walk away by Shui Linger's shapeshift great art. At this moment, they regained their presence. At this moment, they saw spirit-devouring beast blew up monster core, and Wei Suo and others looked like they were innocent. Intercourse call surging sound. Hong. Ah. But at the same time, a burst of more giant treasures roaring surging sound and shocking screaming surging sound, but it came out from the south side. Wei Suo and others looked away, and the face se was a drastic change. A wall with a length of 100 feet was actually split and the whole naked body collapsed. The secret place wall is where Han Tianmo is. There is a bright moon-like thunder ball shining above it, almost blocking all the sky thunder and the blue flame turtle dove, but at the moment the wall collapses. These dazzling thunder balls have also disappeared. And a behemoth of the green se, arched out from the collapsed wall in an extremely arrogant situation. At least dozens of cultivators were knocked out by the monster beast of the incomparable Pangret treasure, many of them cultivators, which were directly twisted into two pieces by the crab-clamping force of the monster beast. Ancient Desolate Giant Chi. This ancient desolate giant scorpion has also rushed, and it directly broke the wall of Bei's Hang. The city wall was broken, and numerous poisonous arrowheads rushed in. Countless black light one-ons, just in the blink of an eye, in that area, at least hundreds of cultivators screamed and fell. All retreat to the inner city wall defense. Han Tianmo's fierce surging sound rang again at this moment. Han Tianmo has not fallen yet. Let's go, Wei Suo is also a surging sound sternly shouted, and the three-legged yellow U great treasure trips toward the ancient desolate giant cheek. The crack of the ancient desolate giant cheek was too great, and the poisonous arrows were fast and the number was amazing. As sea water flooded into it, it instantly poured into thousands of heads. At this moment, Wei Suo and others have a long distance from the ancient desolate giant scorpion. They have to cross the 11th half of the city to get there. At this time, at least thousands of poison arrows have been poured into it. The inner wall is very low, so many poison arrows are rushing in, and the monster beasts such as the blue flame turtle dove at the moment, even if Han Tianmo is not degraded at the moment, the northern spirit city is definitely impossible. Responding to the monster beast in the case of the scheduled lust, it is definitely necessary to thoroughly mix one on, each of them is in a situation of war. But at this moment, Wei Suo has no choice. It can quickly kill this ancient desolate giant scorpion. There is no other high-level monster beast coming in the lust situation. It is also possible to keep the shapeshift great art array. Otherwise, under the ravages of this ancient desolate giant cheek, the complete collapse of North Spirit City is just a matter of moments. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 644. Chapter 644 Yu Ding. A dang squatting on the splendid light of the strong great treasure powerful energy, rushing out from the tripod Yu great treasure, strangling the surrounding monster beast. The three-legged yellow Yu great treasure Ding has been controlled by Ji Ya. Shui Linger is taking the opportunity to treat Dan Ya and supplementing True Yuan's Dan Ya, taking advantage of this time to adjust interest rates. At this moment, all the cultivators on the outer walls of the city have all fled towards the inner wall. The sky is full of streams, and there are cultivators and monster beasts screaming from the air. On the ground below, there are also many shapeshift great art that don't fly, relying on some shapeshift great art to scream at the cultivator that fled. At this time, inside and outside the North Spirit City, the bodies of the monster beast and the cultivator have been piled up thickly. Almost all the catapults in the city have collapsed. Most of the great treasure houses have been damaged. The whole scene looks extremely fierce. The number of cultivators in the entire northern spirit city was originally more than 40,000. In fact, the number of cultivators has been less than 30,000, and the time of half an hour has passed less than a quarter. Under this kind of beast, the degree of cultivator casualties is also extremely amazing. But at the moment, there are so many cultivators in North Spirit City that they don't realize this. But there are not many cultivators. They are too horrified. They want to leave North Spirit City and only want to escape. Instead, they all obey Han Tianmo. The command, all in a crazy situation, retreat to the inner wall defense. Because Wei Suo and others have killed the lust scenes of two monster beasts for a while, it is really shocking. For some low-grade cultivators that have never seen the Golden Core Stage Great Treasure Cultivator, they don't understand the Golden Core Stage Great Treasure Cultivator divine ability. They naturally think that the Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator is such a divine ability, the ordinary monster beast kills. Up, like the wind and clouds, the monster beast above level 8 can also be killed quickly. For the cultivator divine of Golden Core Stage Great Treasure ability in the North Spirit City, there are some knowledge heavenly circuit realm and thought division realm cultivator, they are very clear, the general Golden Core Great Treasure cultivator, there is absolutely no Wei Suo, such as divine ability, even Biluluan and Primal Chaos Yunwei monster can beast this level superior force, and the Operation Shapeshift Great Art and Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure Powerful Energy, the General Monster Beast, is simply no Shapeshift Great Art block. However, there were 3 levels of 8 Monster Beast, and 2 moments were killed. No matter what kind of cultivator, the thoughts formed in the mind at that moment are all, and as long as Wei Suo and others are here, the city cannot fall completely. However, apart from a very small number of people such as Han Tianmo, they simply don't know that all the retreats have been embarrassed. They can only escape the shapeshift great art through the ancient city. They also don't know the true scale of this beast. Have. In the 3-foot yellow great treasure tripod toward the head of the ancient desolate giant Chelation Se, all the way within the monster beast, all the splendid light, all of the above out of each of the into fragments, this head of the body incomparable gre at treasure, covered with ancient desolate breath ancient desolate giant claw, is also toward the 3-foot yellow great treasure the direction of the tripod raised, it is obvious to see the upstream and on the general way suo and other people are needles come to yourself. However, the ancient desolate giant cheek is obviously not the same as the IQ. It seems to be slightly yin, and then it does not continue to move forward, but the hands and feet continue to destroy the outer wall. After a short period of time, there were 500 and 600 feet of walls, which were directly destroyed by them. Whoosh! Whoosh! When the 3-legged yellow great treasure is as close to the ground as the ancient desolate giant scorpion is still 1,000 feet away, the ancient desolate giant scorpion turned out to be an 8-pronged move, directly provoke a piece of broken wall, toward the 3-legged yellow great treasure ding throws the past. The wreckage of these broken walls, the most Xia also has a desktop-like great treasure Xia, great treasure even has this ancient desolate giant cheek's naked body half of the great treasure Xia, a few squares, directly like the same Xia house general great treasure Xia. Moreover, the wreckage of these walls is still mixed with Jingjin and earth and stone, which is extremely heavy, but this ancient desolate giant scorpion provokes these broken wall wrecks to be effortless, and the 8 legs and the 2 tongues are extremely fast. Just between 1 or 2 breaths, the sky is like a dark cloud, and it is dense, at least 2 or 3 pieces of broken wall debris are like heavy-duty shapeshift great art great treasure, and the surging sound is fierce. The tripod yellow great treasure ding crushed the past. The power of these ancient wall wrecks thrown by this ancient desolate giant scorpion is really no less than the ordinary heavyweight spirit rank shapeshift great art great treasure. However, this kind of power naturally threatens the real seeing of Wei Suo and others. In order to get to the ancient desolate giant scorpion as soon as possible, the 3-legged yellow great treasure tripod is almost in a straight line, straight se this head ancient desolate giant scorpion. A splendid light was smashed from the 3-legged yellow great treasure, and all the broken wall debris that had been thrown in front was shattered. According to the plan of Wei Suo etal, it is necessary to be close to the 2-foot range of the ancient desolate giant scorpion, because it is terrifying, and too powerful energy impacts. It is impossible to break its defense against it. Moreover, the shape of this ancient desolate behemoth is extremely horrible, even if it is the shapeshift great art great treasure of the purple heart lantern, if it is worn naked body dong, it is only a few dozen a thin wound is not a serious injury at all. Pang great treasure Xuanhuan is like a comet hitting the moon. Everything blocked in front is turned into an S's. In a blink of an eye, the distance of 400 feet is over, and the 3-legged yellow great treasure has a distance of only about 600 feet from the ancient desolate. At this moment, most of the surviving cultivator of the great treasure has already retreated to the inner wall of the city. We saw Wei Suo and others attacking the ancient desolate with a stunned momentum. The great treasure most cultivators suddenly unconsciously boiled. They all have crazy giants. Pu. But at this time, this ancient desolate python is a kind of unhurried look, and the 3-legged yellow great treasure that comes to the rushing se, leans up and spurts a dark green se guanghua. This is not good, the group's deep green se guanghua was sprayed out, green-robed old man suddenly screamed with a surging sound, Wei Suo, this is the advanced age of ancient desolate. This ancient desolate giant scorpion will actually attack shapeshift great art. Ancient desolate is a close-up monster beast. It doesn't attack shapeshift great art. This is an advanced elder class ancient desolate. At the same time, Wei Suo and Jia, all of them are face sprains. Level 8 mid-level monster beast, sharpshift great art powerful energy, has been equivalent to golden core 3rd layer 4th layer cultivator, the powerful level of shapeshift great art, Advanced Level 8 Mid-Level Monster Beast, what is the terrifying of Shapeshift Great Art Powerful Energy? Hong. Under the drastic changes of Wei Suo and other people's faces, they are all thinking about it. All of them are also the strongest bombardment of the dark green se light of the house like great treasure Xia. What the damned thing is this? Han Wei a surging sound screaming. I saw the strongest attack of everyone, a strong stock of great treasure, the brilliance of Xuanhuan, and the flames of the flames. It turned out that there was no direct smashing of this group of dark green Sihua. This group of deep green se brilliance, turned out to be as the same group of sticky xylene amazing mucus. The central region, which was hit by these brilliance, was stretched backwards, but the surrounding areas still rushed up. Looking from the outside, this moment, the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripod seems to be wrapped in a steeply formed green se oval long plaque. Hong. Another surging sound, the amazing roaring surging sound blasts in this blue se oval long symbol. Immediately, the front of the elliptical long scorpion was finally blasted, and the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripped through the flames. But just in the moment when the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure dinged from the elliptical long scorpion, it is a brilliance of dark green se, sprayed in front of the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripod. This ancient desolate giant cheek, turned out to be unhurried, while circled around the circle, while constantly spurting a group of dark green se brilliance. What to do now? Ji Ya and Shui Linger couldn't help but exclaim. And Wei Suo's face se, is also becoming more and more iron. This group of ancient desolate giant cheeks spurt this group of deep green se brilliance, not only the powerful energy of the impact is very strong, but also the same as the mucus of the shapeshift great art, after being washed away, it turned out to be condensing in the air. It's just that the shapeshift great art squirts something, compared with the thing that the ancient desolate giant squid squirts at the moment is really a great treasure which. At this moment, the ancient desolate giant cheeks spurt, and the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure has hundreds of feet around it. It has all been covered with a piece of green se, and these things are still connected to the ground from the sky. Like a myriad of roots, the giant pillars propped up a giant. The degree of tripod yellow U-grade treasure is completely curbed. Good chance. Suddenly, let Qi Longshan a surging sound. The giant desolate giant cheeks spurt out like this, and it seems that there are some weaknesses, and there is a slight pause. Seeing this lust shape, at the same time as Qi Longshan's surging sound, Ji Ya fully urged the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripod, and the moment was close to the place where the ancient desolate giant cheek was less than 300 feet. This is not good. But at this time, in the pair of crab-like eyes of this ancient desolate giant, there is a hint of yin cold god se, at the same time, a group of dark green se, but from its the mouth sprayed out. The concentration of this group of deep green se brilliance seems to be twice as strong as before. Hong. Hong. Two consecutive strong flame treasures of the flame, impact on the front of the dark green se Xuanhuan, actually did not be able to directly break it. And almost at the same time as Wei Suo etal attacked the second wave, the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripped below a surging sound. A blue shadow is unimpeded through the dark green se brilliance below, waiting for Wei Suo and others to make any reaction. Pa. Pa. Two surging sounds, the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure ding outside the colorful glow, Pang great treasure karma fire red lotus, all were crushed. Ka-cha. The blue shadow immediately hit the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripod, the three-legged yellow U-grade treasure tripod on the magnificent light flashes, and immediately shattered. Below the blue shadow, is a green body of Pang great treasure. This ancient desolate giant scorpion, now suddenly suspended, eyes raised, cold, as if ridiculously looking at the broken three-legged yellow U-grade treasure above the Wei Suo and others. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 645. Chapter 645 is all mad. Fly in the sky. This ancient desolate giant scorpion will fly in the sky. Wei Suo had spent a lot of great treasure before, but wanted to nurture his ability to fly in the sky, but his mind-devouring bug advanced so many times, it was only advanced to the ability to suspend. But at this moment, this ancient desolate giant cheek is actually a real fly in the sky. This head of ancient desolate, the incomparable Pangret treasure, is suspended in the air, and the secret place is a breathtaking atmosphere. Instantly hit the three-legged yellow U-great treasure, which is a long tail that grows on it. This long tail is shimmering, terrifying, and its powerful energy doesn't seem to be under Lin Taixu's annihilation god spear. The spurt of this dark green se mucus will fly in the sky, and the powerful energy will reach such a level. Is this ancient desolate giant scorpion advanced more than twice? The mind of Wei Suo and others is extremely shocking. The ancient desolate giant cheek itself is the level 8 mid-level ancient desolate behemoth. If it is advanced twice, it is really like a squid dragon, becoming a level 9 monster beast. This ancient desolate giant cheek is so heavy, it will fly. The great copy of the great treasure cultivator, shapeshift great art great treasure, was crushed. From the ancient desolate giant squirt spouting dark green se brilliance blocking the three-legged yellow U-great treasure tripod, to suddenly rise, in the feeling of Wei Suo and others, the two sides have already had a lot of face-to-face, but the rest in North Spirit City in the eyes of the cultivator, it is only a matter of moments. In their eyes, after seeing the ancient desolate giant scorpion squirting out more than 10 groups of dark green se brilliance, they flew up, and then hit a three-legged yellow U-great treasure trip. In the surging sound of almost all cultivators in Northern Spirit City, the long tail of ancient desolate giant cyan flickering, crushing the three-legged yellow U-great treasure trip, and then sweeping toward Wei Suo et al. Hong. On top of the yellow U-great treasure, Wei Suo and others all had amazing brilliance in front of them. The impact on the long tail of the ancient desolate giant cheeks, the death of shearing sound of heaven collapses earth splits. Terrifying's powerful energy, even Wei Suo and others can't control the figure and fly backwards. No, this ancient desolate giant Q is really more than twice advanced, already level 9 monster beast. This level 8 mid-level ancient desolate monster is advanced level 9 monster beast, which is stronger than the original level 9 monster beast. Wei Suo, we are all here, we are not the opponent of this monster beast. Han Weiwei and Shui Linger and others have no blood on their faces, and the great treasure brain is blank because of the extreme shock. At the same time that the three-legged yellow U-great treasure was broken, all of them had the strongest attack. Shui Linger and Ji Ya, Qi Longshan, and Qing Ping are all motivated by Golden Core powerful energy. With so many people, plus Primal Chaos Yunwei, plus Purple Heart Lantern and many other powerful energy amazing shapeshift great art great treasure, such powerful energy, must have passed Lin Taixu's annihilation god spear plus Lin Taixu. Great art powerful energy. But such a powerful energy hits the long tail of the ancient SES giant scorpion, and it just hits the long tail of this green SE. It seems that this ancient desolate giant cheek's green SE long tail turned out to be even a little damage. The powerful energy that everyone has teamed up with, even on the real level 9 low-grade monster beast, is sure to hit the level 9 low-grade monster beast. But this ancient desolate behemoth, which is ranked in the level 8 mid-level by the strength and the fleshly body's tyrannical level, is more powerful than the original level 9 low-grade monster beast. In particular, the defensive power of the fleshly body has reached an incredible point. I am afraid that even Annihilation God Spear's attack on Shapeshift Great Art Great Treasure may not be able to fight the power of this long tail. It must be opened by this green SE long tail dang. The ancient desolate giant scorpion traverses in the air, and the raised eyes shine with the cold sarcasm, and the long tail of the green SE strikes Wei Suo and others again. Its movements look very slow, but in reality it is because the body shape is too great, and it is slowly moving forward, but it has actually moved forward by several tens of feet. Dang is smashing the blue SE long that destroys the power of seeing shadow, the air inside the square is pressed like the essence. Wei Suo and others are set in the air, and instantly to the front of Wei Suo and others. Hong. Wei Suo and others didn't have time to make other choices. They could only try again and again, and once again, they had a hard fight with the ancient tale of ancient desolate. Wei Suo and others flew backwards again. Han Wei. Nangong Yuking. Wei Suo's paused throughout the breath. At the same time, Han Wei and Nangong Yuking's mouth vomited a blood at the same time. Shui Linger and Ji Ya, Qi Longshan and Qingping are golden core cultivation base, and his own fleshly body is extremely tyrannical. At this moment, it can withstand the close collision of this kind of great treasure powerful energy, but cultivation. The weaker Han Wei and Nangong Yuking, the fleshly body has been unable to withstand this kind of shock has been damaged. Fortunately, the shapeshift great art clothing ranks on both of them is good. Otherwise, under the two consecutive impacts, I am afraid that the two will fall directly. Puff. A dazzling array of silver glares came out, and the silver treasure of the great treasure piece of silver treasure was wrapped in Han Wei and Nangong Yuking. At this time, Primal Chaos Yunwei, dressed as Han Wei as a Xian child, also felt the danger of the master falling, and also sacrificed monster core. Hong. But the blue se light and shadow again pressed. In the explosion that once again collapsed, Primal Chaos Yunwei, which was suspended in front of Han Wei and Nangong Yuking, was also trembled. The silver se Xiaoguang, which had just been released, was almost completely cracked. No, in this way, we all have to die in its hands. Husband, you back, only blew the golden core. At this point, Shui Linger looked at Wei Suo next to him and had such a surging sound. Since the establishment of dual cultivation at Heavenly Dragon Burial Mound and Wei Suo, Shui Linger has regarded Wei Suo as his own Dao companion, but this name is extremely great treasure. Actually in Mystic Wind sect, it is rarely pure envy, which was previously called Wei Suo, but it is the same as Ji Ya and so on, calling Wei Suo's name. At this moment, she called Wei Suo husband, which is obviously a resolute situation of the reveals. It is full of life and death. Hong. But at this time, a blue se, like the core of the golden core, has already emerged from the front of Ji Ya, hitting the body of ancient desolate, and directly blown it up. A stalk of yin chili to the extreme, and instantly formed a glory treasure of the light, the body of ancient desolate giant cheeks, almost instantly filled with a layer of black and black se xian bing. The powerful energy of this core bead explosion is also somewhat close to the powerful energy of the ordinary golden core explosion. The naked body of the entire ancient desolate giant scorpion is frozen and slightly stagnate, and the naked body that traverses in the air is obviously a meal. At the same time that the core bead was opened, Ji Ya was also stunned by a surging sound, and the face was extremely fierce. Mystic Fiend Cold Core. This time, Shui Linger and others have responded at the same time. Only when the eyes flashed fiercely, the brilliance of the blue sky se also emerged from the population such as Shui Linger. At the same time, everyone once again attacked the ancient desolate giant. Hong. This head of ancient desolate is slightly sluggish, and all the brilliance, all directly blasted on its body. Ah! In the entire North Spirit City, again heaven shakings exclaimed surging sound. Ancient desolate the giant scorpion's entire giant treasure body, instantly submerged by various flames, played down and fell. Come on! We can't beat this head monster beast. This kind of powerful energy can't form any physical damage to it, its carapace, fleshly body, and what kind of defense is strong. But among Wei Suo and others, Han Wei and Ji Ya are even more shocking, and the naked body shakes and falls. Because they saw that so many powerful brilliance hit the ancient desolate giant scorpion, although the ancient desolate giant scorpion hit down, but the carapace of this ancient desolate giant scorpion turned out to be there is no damage to great treasure at all. and the breath of this ancient desolate giant scorpion is very stable, still monster chi skyrocketing, with a terrifying breath. Look, it's under the abdomen. The defense in that place is weak, attacking the secret place, maybe you can kill this head monster beast. But at the same time, Wei Suo is out of a surging sound great treasure. Don't that secret place. In the Wei Suo's great treasure, Ji Ya and Shui Ling and other people all see, at the moment was shocked slightly some flip ancient desolate the belly of the giant claw, a carapace of Yan Se is the most shallow, and now this piece of chitin like there are some obvious cracks, and the head ancient desolate the legs of the giant claws are now subconsciously guarding the secret place, which seems to be very critical to secret places. Fight. Without a slight stop, Qi Longshan and Qingping were all biting their teeth, and they settled down sharply. The black sedging golden giant crocodile and the two golden core sunlights were swept away and slammed toward the ancient desolate giant cheek. Hong! The blue light flashed, and the long tail of the ancient desolate giant claw blocked the two groups of golden core sunlight, and the black sedging gold crocodile was hovered and flew out. Pang great treasures Jing gold giant crocodile's head turned out to be a cracking surging sound, and cracks appeared. Pa! But at this time, Ji Ya and Wei Suo and others have already spurred the Se to the bottom, and at the moment when the Jing golden giant crocodile hit the back of the green Se long tail, the road burst out from them. The splendid light hit the spot. Several splendid light were blocked by several giant pillars of ancient desolate, but there were several splendid light and purple heart lanterns fine purple Se crystal flames, but they were worn from the giant legs after that, it hit the shell. Ka! The shell suddenly burst open, and a strand of blood like a green Se seed, pouring from the broken shell. From the cracks in the cracked carapace, it seems that the internal organs and other things are faintly visible. The giant desolate giant crest, which is incomparable with the great treasure, suddenly burst out of the huge treasure's surging sound. The body seems to have boiled the kettle, and instantly bursts with countless amazing blue Se flow. Hong! It's completely mad, it's more than twice as fast, and it's almost instantly in front of Wei Suo and others. At the same time as the long tail of the Qing Se and the blazing flames of Wei Suo and others, a great treasure pliers was struck toward the two cultivators in front of it. The two cultivators that were being rushed out by the explosive power of the powerful great treasure were Ji Ya and Shui Ling. Pa! The karma fire red lotus outside Ji Ya was broken by the giant treasure pliers of the crab claws many times than their giant treasure. Seeing that Ji Ya and Shui Ling were about to be smashed by the great treasure, Wei Suo suddenly appeared in front of the two and burst into silver. Ah! Throughout the entire northern spirit city, the numerous cultivators exclaimed surging sound and screaming surging sound again. I saw Wei Suo, who was flashing in silver, and was shot straight out. What happened? But at this time, let all the cultivators flash an incredible thing in the eyes. There are 5 thunders, and suddenly the tiny place of the ancient desolate giant cheeks in the lower abdomen secret place, spurting out the thunder ball.